Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Toonami Squad Podcast Sessions. I'm your host, Sam. With me today, we have the other Sam.
Hi, we're going to talk about cock today.
Yes, we are. We have Daniel here with us. Hi, Daniel.
Good. Just a little tired from post-egg. Got that post-eggs.
I'm
You know
tired
that?
today because my work worked me to the bone.
I feel
sore
you
all
there.
over.
And we have Steve.
Oh, God.
Yo, been a minute.
Hey. And then we have Logan with the wonderful profile picture that will totally make sense in a moment.
Oh.
Yo.
So, there's a lot of stuff that happened between last podcast and this podcast, and I put this off because wanted to talk about a certain event that happened. But yet again, let's do our tradition of what are we watching, and not gonna take too long on this. So, like last time I said I watched Fate. Well, I watched Fate Zero, and I liked it a lot. I have to say, the King of Conquerors is the best servant out of everyone. True bro to the end. But yeah, I that was a good time. I'm done with Fate now. Like I've had enough Fate. And then watched Magi: The Adventures of Sinbad for Steve.
You're welcome.
It was all right. I just kind of didn't like how it kind of had an anticlimactic ending. Like, okay, that's how it ends. Didn't even
Welcome
feel
to
like
my pain, never getting another season.
And then I've been watching Panty and Stocking because of that new series that's actually out at the time of this. So I wanted to, watch the original before seeing the new one. And then aside from that, just been watching the simulcast, trying to, because I was out last weekend when a bunch of those shows premiered, so I've been trying to catch up. But highlights, of course, are Dawn to Dawn Season 2, Turkey time to Strike, which I wasn't expecting, but everyone says it's really good. But and then Gotcha Kuta, that's good. I saw that Anime Expo. I just saw the first episode on Crunchyroll. Rascal is back. I'm so happy. Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus, and My Dress Up Darling Season 2. And I think, and I have to end it on, yes, last night I saw James Gunn's Superman, and oh my god, it's so great. Like, that movie was amazing. It really is. I'm not going to say too much because I know you guys haven't seen it yet, but movie's really great. I just hate that my theater played like 4 different trailers for horror movies before then. I just got so mad because it's like, how many horror films are we gonna sit through, like horror trailers are we gonna sit through before we can watch this I don't want to say light, but PG-13 Superman film, and one of the trailers is literally with some body horror type shit, and I'm just like, I don't want to see this, man. Like, I thought I was watching Superman, not freaking, I don't know what to say. I don't watch horror. But
Massacre.
Chainsaw Massacre, there we go. That's a good one. So yeah, like James Gunn Superman. My God, go see it. It's so great. But that's enough from me. What about you, Sam?
Well, I managed to binge watch all of season 1 of Panty and Stocking, and then checked out the first episode of season 2. I was not expecting them to continue from where they left off in season 1. I was like, oh, new series. Okay, they're gonna go about it.
Cube.
Yeah, cube vagina.
5 fucking minutes.
It's been 5 fucking minutes. It is actually pretty good. The dub, I'm a little sad that they did not get back the original cast, but oh well. The new cast is pretty good too. But, well, I'm not sold on Christina V as Stocking yet, but maybe I'll warm up to her as the series progresses. But and then I did a rewatch of season 1 of Grand Blue Dreaming, and then started season 2. Still one of my favorite comedies ever. It's like so fucking good. It's really, really funny. And then in exchange for Sam 2 to watch Grand Blue Dreaming, I watched Please put him on Miss Takumi? Did I get that right? Okay, like, the first episode was bad. The rest of the series was actually not that bad. I was actually very interested in it, but it's not something where I'm interested enough in it to where I want to continue.
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Been continuing to be Hero X. That's still, well, it's good. I feel the later half of that show is becoming a little bit too cluttered and messy with that anthology it's trying to go for. I feel like it's the type of show where it needs to be a 4-core series for it to fully click. But it's still good. But it's still missing something in this second half. Outside of that, Dandadan. Well, I saw the first 3 episodes in theaters, and I'm just waiting for episode 4 to come out. So I believe that's it. Oh, I'm continuing Yaiba. And I think that's it for right now. Oh no.
Did you finish?
Yeah, I finished.
Okay. Yeah, like he literally said it's still missing, and then it cut off, and then my internet like had a dying moment.
Okay.
But anyway, I mean, I'll hear it when I go into editing. Daniel, what about you? How do you have you been seeing anything recently?
Outside Toonami shows, not really. So, guess that's my bit. Been busy with other things.
You're good. What about you, Steve?
All right, so I'll start with, because you meant that you watched Magi. So in exchange for that, I watched all of Invincible.
Thank God.
Yes, so I watched all of Invincible. It was fantastic. The memes are great. The community is hilarious. Oh my god.
We can finally be bees.
Oh my god. But yeah, other than that, it's your regular simulcast, 2B Hero X, Dandadan Season 2, and so on and so forth. One Piece, of course. That's pretty much it. I really haven't really binged anything. The only thing that's notable was actually not me watching something, but me actually being in something, as I was recently in a YouTube video for YouTuber Ellis Platten, or Away Days. I was recently on his channel, featured in his video.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I still can't believe that happened.
Congrats.
That's it.
All right, and Logan, we leave it off at you.
About the only new thing I've been watching is the new season of My Dress Up Darling.
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Finished G-Quux a couple weeks ago.
Oh, right, Gundam G-Quux.
Yeah,
I forgot about Gundam.
Yes.
How did we forget
everybody
about
watched
that? We had an
G-Quux?
entire thread and everything.
God damn it.
Yeah, so watch G-Quux. Not a whole lot else that wasn't stuff at Anime Expo. Like, I saw the latest... Well, it's not the latest Detective Conan movie, but it's the latest one that TMS has brought over to the US. That was Black Iron Submarine. If you like the Detective Conan movies, it's a Detective Conan movie, which, in my book, is a good thing. So... yeah, and then this week, just been watching SGDQ speedrun stuff.
Oh yeah, I've also been doing that. God, that Doom speedrun from yesterday was so fucking good.
Yes, it was. But yeah, that's, aside from the usual work stuff, I will say, because it's something we've announced, so I can actually talk about it, the show Looking for the Full Moon. Not a show that I would have picked out on my own, but I recently finished the subtitles for the second half, and it is a surprisingly good show. It's a bit of heavy subject matter for what's sort of a magical girl and singing series, but it's a good watch. I'm looking forward to that all being released. I think set 1 comes out next month, so
Buy it
Hashtag
now from
shameless
Anime.
plug.
Buy it now from Animeago.
It's MediaOCD.com, hashtag shameless plug.
All right, so it's time to actually move on. And literally, I said last podcast that us getting Bleach back was probably going to be the biggest high that we were going to ride this year.
By the
Only
way,
to like
continue.
get
Honestly,
proven
I was
wrong.
in Italy when that was announced, letting y'all know, and I'm the one who had to post it from the other side of the world.
That was a
We-
crazy ass day.
We
Holy
respect
shit.
your bravery. It's funny too. I mean, like, I'm not going to get too into it because I said it last time, but it's like we were just expecting bad news because we were just on our lowest point, and then they come out and say Bleach, and we're just like, whoa!
I know.
It's like I'm on crack all of a sudden.
Yeah, in the moment, I thought, like, of course, save the biggest announcement of the year when I'm in Italy and not back home. Boy, were we wrong
Little
about
did
that.
we know
but
that wouldn't be
yeah.
the only one, but we'll get there.
We'll get there later, though. We'll get there later.
But yeah, so literally like 3 weeks after Bleach premiered and a few, like 2 weeks after our last podcast, first off, this announcement was on a Thursday at like, I think 2:00, which is unusual because typically they update the Facebook every Friday at noon on the Eastern side. So that was also the day the Switch 2 launched, and I was actually getting my car serviced at the time. So believe me, when I was not expecting announcement on a Thursday on their Facebook that Dragon Ball Daima finally broke out of Crunchyroll jail.
Fuck
And
you,
it's on
Crunchyroll.
Toonami.
God, fuck you.
Literally, I was like, fuck you, Crunchyroll. You could not take this away. God. Oh
Well,
my God.
I'm pretty sure they had no ownership of it, regardless, because it's still a Toei licensed show.
I think it was a timed exclusivity
I
because
think what
Crunchyroll is
happened-
listed.
Because
in the
Crunchyroll
credits.
is listed in the credits for the dub, so it's possible that Crunchyroll went to Toei and was like, "We'll pay for the dub up front, but we want a timed exclusivity window for this show. You cannot put this dub anywhere else." And I'm pretty sure that's why in January we had those 2 weeks of stalling alongside no schedule update for the longest time, because that probably was a very last minute thing.
Probably.
So thank you, Crunchyroll, you piece of shit.
But yes, Dragon Ball Daima. And I just want to say, because I think we might have talked about it one other time, I think when it was announced, but I guess I'll like bring it up here. But like just the initial announcement of when the show was announced, it was like so weird because it's like, okay, Super has been out on hiatus for a long time, despite how many people on the internet want to say it's coming back. We had the two movies, and it's funny because I'm like, I don't know if anyone else that reads it, but like the Dragon Ball Super manga has actually been what was continuing at the time, and had like 2 whole original arcs, and I think at the time they were adapting the superhero movie. So if anything, if it was to come back, a lot of people were expecting the 2 manga only arcs, and then of course Toei's hyping up their presence. I think it was New York Comic Con, and it's funny because I remember this day so vividly because I was actually flying that day outside the country. I was in Dominican Republic, and my flight actually had free Wi-Fi, so I was like, oh hey, I could watch this panel. But I could watch the panel, but anytime they showed videos like trailers or whatever, those would be blocked. So it'd be like, here's our very special announcement, and then it fades to black, and then it's like, panel will continue after the trailer plays. It's like, well, thank you. But yeah, so Dragon Ball Daima. A lot of people at the time were like puzzled, including me, because I'm just like, are we going back to GT? Which it's kind of funny now looking at it, but like since the show is over, but I'm not gonna say that, but it was just okay. This is like the weirdest thing, but then I'm like thinking about it later. It's like, it makes sense because I think at the time Dragon Ball hit 40 years, like 40-year anniversary. So this is probably meant to evoke, like the same feeling as original, like, not nostalgic Dragon Ball, like, Kid Goku with the power pole and everything like that.
I mean,
Dragon
like,
Ball.
from the episodes I watched, because I did watch it before Toonami got it, is that it's very, very much old school Toriyama, where it's very much focused on humor while also being a fun adventure show.
Yeah, you could tell, because the one thing I've always heard, and it's like they say this for everything. Every time a new Dragon Ball movie comes out, oh, Toriyama's behind it. Yeah, but how much? But they actually swear this time that he for real was like writing this, and you could tell.
You can tell from like the oops, I bumped my mic. You can tell from like the moment you sit down and watch it, like even episode 1. It's just like you can tell Toriyama had his hands all over this, and knowing that this would be the final thing that he would work on Dragon Ball wise. I think it's a great way for him to return back to the roots of what made the series great, but also just being a final send off for such a creative person such as him.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like, and then I watched the simulcast when it dropped, and it's funny too, because the one thing they always said before the show came out was that they purposely like held it off because just to give it extra polish, and then before the show premiered they said all episodes finished, and I'm like, all episodes finished, this means we're not going to have this for very long, considering the other Dragon Ball shows go on for like 100 plus. And also, I mean, like, it's just, I don't know how to describe my thoughts on the show. I really love it. I really do. I mean, if Silver was here, he'd probably be gushing, because it's just that I don't have the most memories of original Dragon Ball, mainly because, you know, I'm the youngest here in terms of anime viewership and Toonami and all that. But
sit down here, whippersnapper, and let me tell you, Dragon Ball is a great show.
I've seen Dragon Ball. I just did not see it as a kid. So I just don't have that nostalgia. It's the same thing I said with Fooly Cooly way back, to where, like, yes, I saw the original, but the way I saw it was like when they reran it for Progressive. So it's like I understand what a lot of people say about it, but I just don't have the nostalgia for it. That's the same with original Dragon Ball. And not to knock original Dragon Ball. Like, I love Dragon Ball. But yet again, I'm just saying that, like, you know, I don't have that nostalgia for it. Like, I know Silver, if he was here, he'd be gushing. But yeah, but point is, I'm just trying to say, Dragon Ball Daima is a great show. It has some flaws, which you will see halfway through, and I will not get into that until, you know, we talk about the show when it finishes. But all in all, I'm just so happy it's finally here, and Steve made a joke way back that I said we got Goku, Luffy, and Naruto sharing the block again, and then he said all we're missing is Ichigo, and then we got Ichigo, but we didn't have Goku, but now we got Goku back, so they finally share the space again. Oh, it's so good. But those are my thoughts on Dragon Ball Daima. Well, like Toonami getting Dragon Ball Daima. What about you, Sam? I know you already mentioned a bit of it.
Like my thoughts?
Yeah, well, I guess you already said it, did.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's from what I saw, because I saw the first 3 episodes in theaters, and then I saw up to episode 7 on Crunchyroll. So I already know what's going to happen into the show, but I haven't finished it. But from what I watched, it was really fun.
Oh yeah, and I guess one other thing I forgot to mention, because I didn't really know much about this, but like the dub of Daima reintroduces Stephanie. I don't know how you say her last name. Nadoli. Like Stephanie brings her back as Kid Goku, which, like, you know, for the longest time, because anytime I heard Kid Goku in anything, whether it be like the video games, it was
Colleen Klinkenbeard who replaced her in pretty much everything. I think. Kira Buckland. What's her name from? Did Goten? Forgot her name.
Kara Edwards. She's also the voice of Adele.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's just that, like, when they said she was coming back, I was like, oh, she was still around. I'm like, why did she stop? Was she just like retired or something? And then
no.
No. And then I was told what happened. And I was like,
she has like a history, but apparently she's gotten better.
I know she's KO. Is that his name? And
yeah, KO and like OKKO and the secret not Secret Matador Awesome. That's the wrong show. The pilot for OKKO. I forgot the title of it, but yeah, she's done that voice for a while, and that was like her reintroduction to voiceover roles, because she didn't have anything before then. Unless I might be mistaken on that, but I don't believe she was active until OKKO came out. And I think right now, it sounds very much like she's in a position where people want to hire her again, and that she isn't going to be a problem.
But yeah. Daniel, how do you feel about Dragon Ball Daima finally coming to Toonami?
Held off on watching the show until Toonami got it. So yeah,
You
it's
brave soul.
yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I've been busy, so
I was gonna say, I imagine you must have avoided spoilers on the internet, or...
Mhm.
Oh, damn, okay, so then you're going in fresh.
Wow, amazing.
It's like, it's usually hard to avoid spoilers for anything Dragon Ball Online, because
Can't
people
believe
love
Kid
to...
Goku says
love
damn.
to-
I'm sorry, Daniel. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to spoil that for you.
yeah.
Listen, we
Dragon
haven't
Ball
told
Word
them that
bombs.
Batman and Optimus Prime show up in the last episode, so oh wait, shit.
But you were saying?
Yeah, Dragon Ball where it belongs. On
I
Toonami.
know. Steve, how do you feel about Dragon Ball Daima coming to Toonami finally?
Oh God.
About damn time. About damn time.
I know.
Yeah, unfortunately I did also cave when it comes to watching it simulcast. But you know, for the longest time we were, you know, it was more like a will they, won't they? And, you know, we were just starting to doubt it that, you know, maybe we're not getting it after all. And, you know, that never really sat right with me. If, you know, Dragon Ball Daima wouldn't be on Toonami, because, I mean, DragonAll and Toonami, they go together like bread and butter, essentially. Like,
yeah,
you
they
can't
literally.
It's like peanut butter and jelly.
exactly.
literally-
Like, you cannot tell the story of Toonami without Dragon Ball. It's like the one show that you cannot tell the story of Toonami without. So yeah, you know, when it got announced, it was like I was excited, but at the same time relieved, because, you know, yes, it took longer than expected, but it's here, and it feels just right that it's here. Especially, you know, it's Toriyama's last work, that it just would have felt awful if, you know, his last work that didn't get to go on the block.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm happy it's on the block. You know, enjoying it so far, and I think the Toonami audience is gonna absolutely love it.
Yeah. If like, we'll give general thoughts on the show when it finishes, like in a future podcast, so because I don't want to say too much. But yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. Oh, like they, you know, you can't tell the story without Dragon Ball, and like I remember way back, shortly after Toriyama's passing, they had that special intro where they literally said, back in '98, Dragon Ball put Toonami on the map, and the Dragon Ball franchise has been our rock ever since. And then it's funny because a few months back, I think back to that. A few months ago, I was thinking of that, and I'm like, the Dragon Ball franchise has been our rock ever since. And then I'm thinking, well, why aren't you airing Daima? Well, now here we are. Better late than never.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's on the block now. That's all that matters. We have it.
Yep. And little did we know that would not be the only high that we would ride. But yet again, getting ahead.
Oh, we're talking about Ninja Kamui, right?
Oh God!
No. Not yet. We'll get there. But Logan, how do you feel about Dragon Ball Daima finally coming to the block?
I mean, everybody else has said it. You know, it's where it belongs. You know, I'm just happy it finally happened. I mean, as they always say, better late than never. I will say, you know, given the delays, I'm really glad that they didn't use the 4K version that just got released on disc in Japan, because I don't know what Toei was thinking, but they absolutely fucked the video up.
Is it green again?
No, that's the worst part. They finally released a Dragon Ball Blu-ray that's not green tinted, but the 4Ks are this god-awful upscale that are so bad, it adds
God damn it.
You
mean you told me they couldn't bring like they couldn't bring like the video files that they had on hand and just up-res them? Like what?
Well, so that's the worst part, is the show was finished at 1080p. They upscaled it to 4K. They didn't give it an HDR grade, so it's like there's very little reason for it to even be on 4K. And the problem is they over-sharpened it so badly that you get what's called haloing, and it basically adds like these like white glowing lines to the edges. And when you over-sharpen like way too much, it starts to change colors and introduces like random colors that shouldn't even be in the image. And they did that. So, yeah, if Crunchyroll, assuming because they'll probably do the Blu-rays eventually,
Yeah.
If they release a 4K, unless we get video of it beforehand, I would definitely recommend people not buy that and just stick to the Blu-rays and let your TV upscale it, because it's going to look a hell of a lot better. So yeah, that's been extremely disappointing. I'm very glad I didn't drop the money on the 4K box set and import it, because it was something like, I think it was like $260 for that set, and it's bad. So,
God.
Yeah. But no, I mean it's great that it's on the block. I've seen the show subbed. I didn't watch the dub.
I watched the select number of episodes.
Yeah, I mean, I saw like, well, I mean, I waited till Crunchyroll had it. I watched the first, I think I've seen 4 episodes with the dub. I don't remember. The biggest problem was, since I'd already watched it subbed, I just was not in the mood to watch it again so soon. But with the delay to when it's gotten to Toonami, now I'm at that point where I'm like, okay, I'm good with watching. Admittedly, I haven't watched it, up till yet, but I think this week should be the first episode I haven't seen dubbed. I don't remember, but it's it's close enough that whatever. But yeah, so I am looking forward to checking out the dub now that it's been long enough that I'm ready to rewatch the show.
It'll be next week, because this week is a Lazarus marathon.
Oh, right. Yes, good point.
At the time of recording, that is.
Yeah, at the time of recording this. Tomorrow night is a Lazarus subtitled marathon.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah.
I saw, because they had that theatrical event where they put, the first 3 episodes dubbed in theaters. It was alright, but if I'm being honest, that shouldn't have been, a theatrical event, because they really just, took the first 3 episodes and just put them in a theater, and it's I feel
but they also did that for, Don too. And...
Well, here's the thing, is that I feel with certain shows, it makes sense. I feel it makes sense with Don, it makes sense with G-Quux and Demon Slayer. For the love of God, it does not make sense with Witch Watch or Dragon Ball Daima or Kaiju number 8.
The thing is, people want to see them on a big screen with a big booming sound system. So
yeah, that's that kind of
which is kind of funny. It is kind of funny. Toei also gave Daima a really nice 5.1 mix on the Blu-rays and the 4Ks, and yet the dub unfortunately is not mixed in 5.1 that we know of anyway.
But yeah. Anyone have anything else to say on Dragon Ball Daima before we move on?
Good show. I'll be checking it out when it comes back to Toonami in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Fun show so far.
Yeah, it's really great, and you could definitely tell Toriyama is all over this. But yeah,
Toonami shouldn't burn off an extra episode. That's my parting comment on Daima. They should not.
I was really worried that it was gonna be like that for more than a week. Thankfully, it's not.
Which we'll get to later.
Yeah, we'll get to that later, but I'm just glad that it's, not staying like that, because if they kept it like that, I would have been mad. But yeah, so moving on. So The day before, and they were announcing like Annecy Festival for Adult Swim, and they were just like, none of us were expecting anything because they were already saying, "Oh, get updates."
It's like the Spanish Inquisition; you don't expect it.
they were saying, "Oh, we're gonna give updates on Get Jiro, like woman wearing shoulder pads, common side of I don't think common side effects.
That's
Smiling
another show I
friends.
checked out was Women's with Shoulder Pads. I saw the first episode screening. Oh, damn it.
Yeah,
I
so
should
like
start writing down what I'm watching.
Yeah, so like, oh, we're just giving updates on these shows, and it's like, okay, like, you know, we're probably not going to get anything Toonami related because it just seems to be like a bunch of Adult Swim shows. I mean, if anything, maybe I see them airing the Get Jiro show on there, but that's too early to tell. So you know, whatever, Annecy Festival. Let's just let it go by, and then the next day I'm hearing stuff like it was just in another Discord server I was in, and someone said, "Y'all, they just renewed Ninja Kamui for 2 seasons," and I was literally like, "Say psych right now." Like, you're joking, right? You're joking, right? So then I
Man, April Fool's was months ago, bro.
I
ain't fucking cool.
So I literally jumped to Twitter and I was like, this can't be real. This can't be real. For God's sakes, this cannot be real. Literal Variety article posted. The Adult Swim at Annecy Festival. They reveal Smiling Friends and new Ninja Kamui seasons, and it's like, what? No, you're not serious. Please don't. No.
Boy.
It was literally that Punisher scene where it's like, no. Wait. So, the one Toonami original that everyone loved so much got renewed for 2 more seasons. Ninja Kamui has 2 more seasons, with the second season titled Red Vendetta. It will see the return of our good boy Joe, supposedly uncovering some conspiracy. That's all we got so far, and I'm just...
This is diminishing returns.
Hopefully it'll be better than the last few episodes.
I mean, like, okay, look. Oh, sorry, you were saying?
It blows me away that it's like I can't figure out like who this is for, because I mean I know that they kept saying like, oh, it was the most watched show on Max, or you know, I guess they finally renamed it HBO Max again now, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
but like, you know, I don't trust PR numbers for that sort of thing. It's like, you guys run that service, so I'm not gonna like. It's the most watched. Okay, yeah, but like 12 people watching it, like, okay, that's, you know.
I will attest to this because I did see it in the top 10 for at least 10 weeks of its run. So
back when people thought the show looked good.
No, like even deep into its run, 10 weeks on the top 10. That was even deep into its run. People were watching it on Max.
But like, what was new that was coming out those weeks that it had to compete against? Because
that's
like,
a good point.
That's the thing. Like, Star Trek Discovery was constantly like #1 on Paramount Plus, but there was literally nothing else coming out the weeks that it came out. Star Trek Discovery sucks. Like, I'm sorry. So it's like, that's the thing, is what does Ninja Kamui have to? I mean, because here's the question: how did Rick and Morty the anime rank on there? Because if it ranked in the top 10.
It ranked in the top 10 for about a few weeks, and then it fell off a cliff really quickly.
Okay, so at least it fell off. I'll give it that. But that also still begs the question of the same question itself: is what did it have up against it? Because if it didn't have anything up against it for a few weeks, and then suddenly had competition that kicked its ass out of the list, that's one thing.
I think its competition was Uzumaki.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because it kind of fell out when it was just airing, so after 4 weeks it was in the top 10. I want to say it was in like at least coming back in and out of the top 10, so people were just watching it, thought it sucked, and moved on.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but yeah, that's my whole thing with Ninja Kamui, is it's like, who is this for? Like,
I think we were all asking that when we actually watched the show.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, you could obviously say the same thing about Fooly Cooly 4 and 5, in that it's like, you know, we got 2 sequels and they had a pretty lukewarm reception, all things considered. And
I mean,
then
that's
it's still, they still made more. So
I will say, like, I do believe them when they say Fooly Cooley did very well for them, because one, ratings back then did matter, not like nowadays where it's like, well, I mean, this thing went up against this thing, but it also did very well in its slot. So, but back then in 2018, when Fooly Cooley Progressive and Alternative dropped, they actually did very well for themselves when they aired. And that was back when Toonami was like back in prime time and all that stuff. So I totally see it, why it may have done well. But making more of that, I mean, it's diminishing returns. We saw it with Fooly Cooley. It was a diminishing returns thing. Now, I liked all shoegaze, but we all know what happened with grunge. But it's one of those things where it's like you make more of this, and you put out the same product, nobody's going to flock to it. It's what people are expecting here. It's like you put this product out, maybe it's better, maybe it's the same product that you put out the last time. If it's the same thing, nobody's going to flock to it to the same degree that you did the first time, because people were like, okay, what's this new show from the director of Jujutsu Kaisen? That curiosity is no longer there.
right.
Yeah. Oh, I think I don't know if it's out yet. I gotta see. But the same studio that did Ninja Kamui did an original anime for Disney Plus and Hulu.
Yeah, I think that's out July 16th.
I was gonna say I'm curious to see that, just to see if it does the same thing that Ninja Kamui did.
Well, they're like dropping it in batches. So the first batch is like the first 12 or so episodes, and then the next half is in like September or something like that.
Yeah, so to everyone's dismay, Ninja Kamui will be coming back for not 1 but 2 more seasons, which is just
I could understand them greenlighting it for 1 more season, but 2 more, like, what are you doing here? Like, is that a sign of confidence?
I think Silver
doing?
I think Silver said it best. I gotta look it up, but he said something in our Discord that just perfectly summed it up. Hold on, because I'm actually gonna look it up. I'm gonna find it.
I mean, the thing
Yeah,
is,
here we go. Ninja Kamui being successful while IGPX was a failure is the most cruel twist of fate I've ever heard in TV.
I mean, look, I guess at the end of the day, if you're gonna get a bunch of 3D artists together that have to relearn the Dreamcast rendering engine, you might as well make 2 seasons out of it.
They're using a bunch of used Naomi boards. Like, it's fine.
Yeah,
No, I think
upgrade to
no,
EM2 boards any time of day.
No, I was gonna say I think they're actually gonna be switching to OG Xbox now, because the Dreamcast died, and so now they inked that deal with Microsoft. So I think they're moving from Dreamcast hardware to Xbox hardware. So
And instead of CGI robots, it's now AI robots.
Jesus Christ! But it's like the only if I can somehow be positive about this is that maybe, just maybe, they learn from their mistakes in season 1. Okay, at the very least, don't make it look like a freaking clusterfuck. Like why are we? I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point the mechs are here to stay, because if we're being real, where are we gonna go up?
Okay, if the mechs are here to stay, I want them to improve the CGI.
Yes.
Full stop. That shit is distracting in the show. And also, that final scene in, the final episode of Ninja Kamui, hilarious. One of the funniest things Adult Swim's put together. And you can definitely tell that team was super proud of what they put together. But I'm sorry, that sucked.
And actually have a better reason for Joe winning the day, aside from, hey, I can randomly use my friend's technique.
I also want them to flesh out Joe more as a character. Yes. That was my main problem, is that you didn't get that. You just saw him trying to get revenge for his family's death. Okay, it could be just mindless dumb fun, but they actually want to have like an actual plot and story with that. And I'm like, come on, guys! Like, oh god, if you're gonna do this, then let me care about this character then. But you don't. You don't give me a reason to care.
You see, I don't mind that, but then the problem I have is that, because we know for a fact this is going to be Sentai again, is that we're going to have to hear Jeremy Gee at it, and he's probably going to have flashbacks to his dead wife, and I really do not want to hear her again. I really don't.
This is so sad. Alexa,
She's
play
so
Wonderwall.
She's so...
Like,
she's so god-awful. I don't like her performance, and she's and it's the same actor who plays Hirsch in Lazarus, which we'll get to Lazarus, but
she does a better job in that show. But I mean,
okay,
like,
yes, she does a better job in Lazarus. Jeremy Gee even had a spot in Lazarus, and he sounded way better there than he did in Ninja Kamui.
voice direction, amazing.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's the key. Is that's the thing is, I mean, Sentai has a lot of actually really solid actors. They just the problem is their dubbing procedures and their direction is so piss poor these days that's why the dubs just end up so shit. Because I mean, you look at some of these names that were in some of these dubs in the last few years that have moved to LA and are suddenly working with like good directors and stuff like that. Yeah, and their performances are massively elevated.
Yeah, like I mean, like I think I said this last time, but a good example I always think of is I said a while back that I saw Tokyo Ghoul, and I'm like, who's the actor for Kaneki? This man's given a hell of a performance, and then I see Austin Tyndall,
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm like,
Austin Tyndall.
and I'm like, how the hell? Like, because before that, I only heard him in freaking Shenmue the animation and a bunch of these god awful trash harem shows that Andre made me watch, and I'm just like, this man sucks. And then I hear him as Kaneki, and I'm just like, the hell? He can actually give a good performance.
Zero talent as an actor, it is never the actor's problem. It is always the voice direction and direction that you give the talent. The talent is only as good as the direction that you give them.
Yeah, and then that's the problem is that the directors are too prepared to just be like, yeah, no, that's good enough. Let's move on.
Yeah, that one take you did, that was fine. We'll move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Which is why I hope that, because Viz is partially responsible for Rooster Fighter, is that I hope we actually get a better studio for that. But we'll get to that later.
You'll get an Ocean dub and be happy with it.
It'll probably be better than Sentai.
I like Ocean dubs.
I miss Ocean dubs too.
But dubbing in Canada is so much more expensive these days.
Yeah,
They
to just dub here. Which is so funny because back in the
Prime.
day it was always the opposite. It was cheaper to dub in Canada.
But yeah, Ninja Kamui, for some reason, out of all the other originals, this is the one that gets renewed, and this came.
I mean, it was either this or you get more Fooly Cooly.
Well, I was also gonna say,
Think about this, yo. Think about this. It could be worse. It could be Rick and Morty the anime.
This is true.
And I'm just like, and it's funny because this was a few weeks before like Lazarus had its finale, which at the time we were hoping it'd be a season finale, which then when that promo dropped and they said on the series finale of Lazarus, I'm like, God damn it.
Speaking of,
we'll get there. But before we move on, Daniel, how do you feel about Ninja Kamui getting renewed for 2 more seasons?
All right. yeah. The second half of Ninja Kamui could have been a lot better. Maybe they'll try. Maybe they'll try and fix that with. They'll try and refocus with the new season.
I think I've said it is just like the first half is actually kind of dumb fun, and then the second half is just stupid.
Yeah, the first half was actually decent. Like the only thing I can think of, like, for this show getting like 2 more seasons is I only saw the first 5 episodes. Said, good enough. Let's renew it.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, but wasn't it revealed that that Ninja Kamui was was one of the most pirated shows in China last year, at least according to
yeah. I think Jason said that on the Toonami Faithful podcast.
He did.
Where it was a very pirated show, which makes sense if you don't get Max in your country. of course it was going to be fucking pirated.
Yeah.
It's also probably not a good reason to renew your show, though.
I know.
Yeah.
Is that the reason why?
It's almost like they should have a distribution deal for overseas territories that don't get that service.
I thought like a lot of those.
You're renewing that's the reason why you're renewing the show for 2 more seasons. What are we doing?
The only thing that I can hope for is because, like, you know, Sam was saying that hopefully, you know, they flesh out stuff, because we know off the bat that it's 2 more seasons, and they know for a fact that it's 2 more seasons. Maybe make these 2 seasons not like individual stories, but like a connected thing. You know what I mean? So that at the very least, if it's trying to tell a story that, you know, we actually have more episodes to play with. Like, I do not want the second season to be its own contained thing to then move on to a third self-contained story. Like, if you know, we complain about these originals, especially Lazarus, which we'll get to, being too short and not having enough time to flesh it out.
Yeah, like if you know you're making, you know, 10 or 12 episodes, like, you know,
cohesive narrative, I guess.
That.
I mean, are these 2 seasons connected? Are we finishing Joe's story with season 2 and then we're moving on to a different character in season 3? I don't know. We only heard about season 2 right now, and we know that a third one's being produced. It's just we have no details other than the name for season 2, and that's it.
And that season 2 will star Joe again. That's all we know.
Yeah, that's all we know. That's all we know for a fact.
Right. So I'm just like hoping that, okay, like if we actually have 2 more seasons this time, to actually you make use of the fact that you have 2 more seasons to do something other than, you know, don't give each season its own contained story. Steve, I was gonna ask what you thought, but I think you just gave your opinions right there.
Pretty much, and yeah, that's pretty much all I had on it.
It's like raining cats and dogs outside.
Yeah, Ninja Kamui. For some reason, this gets renewed over IGPX and Lazarus, and
like I said, could be worse.
Could be Rick and Morty.
Well,
but yeah,
at least we have common side effects coming back.
But yeah, so anyone else have anything to say on Ninja Kamui before we move on?
Please, if you're taking influence from Ninja Scroll, be more like Ninja Scroll, the movie, not the TV show.
Yeah, I was gonna say stop taking influence from the Ninja Scroll TV series, because
oh god, that show sucked.
That show's ass.
Alright, so we move from one Toonami original to another, because we have recently finished our latest original series, Lazarus, and I can confidently say that we have a good, solid original series that still has some problems.
Yay, play the Donkey Kong bonus music victory theme.
But it's not as it's like, it's not as bad as the others. Let's go, we got one, guys. We finally got one. It's not as bad as the other 2. At least it's not, you know, at least it's actually solid. Oh, unless your Anime News Network, then apparently this is the worst show of spring 2025.
Which I don't agree with. This is really worse than really the bottom of the barrel garbage of spring 2025.
It's apparently, according to them, it's apparently worse than Suicide Squad 2016 and Darling in the Franxx.
Oh my god.
That's like I don't know what that reviewer was thinking, but yeah, that's some fucking that's just bullshit.
That's super disrespectful.
That's not even
because nothing is worse than Suicide Squad 2016. That movie is ass.
Like, those reviews, like, that wasn't criticism. That was just pure hatred.
Yeah.
I read their weekly reviews. I don't think they were positive on this show since the beginning. Like, it's just been
which is interesting because I read the preview, and I guess the preview is done by somebody completely different, because in the preview for Lazarus, they were very positive over it.
Yeah, and then they put out like
it's like Sam 2 said on Discord earlier, when referencing something that's coming out later, that we'll discuss in a bit. It's like now that Anime News Network knows that this show's going to be on Toonami, are they going to revise their review and be like, "Oh, actually, this show sucks"? Like, are they just biased?
Only if it's an original.
Shows? Like, what the fuck?
And here was the
Sure,
thing.
it's not an original, so.
And here was the thing. Initially, I was thinking, "Oh, well, they're being harsh on it." And someone asked, "Do you think they're being biased?" And I said, "I don't think they're being biased. I just think they're." But then the reviews kept coming out, and I'm like, "Okay, this sounds a lot like biased." And then they put out their worst of spring 2025, and they had Lazarus at number 2, and I'm just like, what is wrong with y'all? Like,
Yeah,
this show is not this show is not perfect, but
No,
it
because
is
we'll
like
get
not at all.
everything
everything
else.
else.
I mean, like, I think if you want my opinion, Lazarus is a very good show, but
it
its
needed
main,
more episodes.
Yeah, its main problem
Yes.
is that 13 episodes was not enough to tell the story that Watanabe wanted. What I think he was trying to go for.
And I think that's a complaint that we really all have. That
Yeah.
it needed more episodes to really tell what they wanted to tell.
Because when you get to
And the
that
thing is,
final
it-
episode, it does feel a bit rushed at the very end, where
Yeah.
they're trying to wrap it all up.
You see, I still
the thing-
refuse to.
It
Oh,
didn't need
sorry.
to be a lot of episodes. Like, that's the thing. Or, like, as far as, like, how many more additional episodes. Like, we're not saying it
could've
needs
been,
to
like,
go
22.
from 13 to 26.
Yeah.
I don't even think it needed to go that long. I think if you'd pushed it to, like, 18, it would have been fine.
Because they were saying like, oh, like 30 days left. Like I was thinking like not 30 episodes, but like somewhere in the realm of like 20 to like 22 or something.
Yeah.
Just because it's like if they have a month to save everyone, then how about you actually utilize that month and not speed up? Like, what are they doing in between episodes to like make the time go by so freaking fast? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like
Um,
how even like telling, like trying to flesh out the characters, just insanely rushed in
Yeah.
13
It's like,
episodes.
how is it that the main character is the character that we get the least amount of info on compared to everyone else?
You get some.
Yeah, hell, I
You get
still
some
don't feel
from
like we know his
Axel
entire
about
story.
his background, but it does feel like there needed to be more. It needed
Like-
to tell more.
Like okay, it said that like he was being experimented on with the drug in prison. Oh, he said that he had like friends when he was young, but I think I forgot what they were killed or something, so he keeps them in necklace as a memento. But that's literally all it. It stated that he killed someone and that's why he's in prison. And I guess he knows the assassin organization because he gave what's his name the answer he needed. But it's like that's really all it. And before they reached that finale, I was hoping, okay, maybe second season could flesh it out. But then they said on the series finale, and I'm just like, never mind.
Well, knowing Ninja Kamui, you never know.
No shit.
Oh.
Well,
But it also
and the thing
depends
is-
if Watanabe wants to do it.
I think Watanabe is moving on to his next thing because
I agree,
That's basically
yeah.
what he normally does anyway. He
Yeah,
finishes
he's
the
making-
project.
He's
And he moves
making
on to the
music
next
for.
thing.
He's making music for the Ghost of Tsushima sequel.
In like a
I think-
Variety article, he is talking about like, oh, my next thing. I think I might want to do something with like horror, but what Watanabe wants to do after Lazarus is really up to him. I really wouldn't mind him collaborating again with Adult Swim because I think for what Lazarus is, it is a good show and I recommend it to people. But it is a show where I feel like it is very purely, I like it because it is purely vibes based.
Oh, yeah.
And the action's solid too. Like not once
the action's
did we
great.
Oh, the action's amazing. Like the animation
The
and
action's great.
Anime News
not
Network.
not once did we delve into CG mechs.
Let me tell you something, Anime News Network. This show is beautiful. This has some great art direction. The animation is really good. The action scenes are all excellent. They put together a completed product. And I like
You
Uzumaki.
can't say that for the other shows.
No,
But Uzumaki was totally an unfinished product. And that took 5 years since its announcement to come out. Think about that for a second. This show was announced in 2020. Was it 2023 or 2024? One of the
something
two.
like that.
23,
And-
I think.
Yeah, so it took 2 years for that show to come out, and it came out with no issues outside of its story being rushed. That's an accomplishment in my
and
eyes,
the
at least
thing
for
is,
these
honestly,
originals.
I think it was done sooner and probably just had certain delays, not unlike Rooster Fighter, because the copyright date, you'll note, was 2024 on the show.
Yeah, but, Women's with Shoulder Pads was like 2022. Animation takes a long time, That stuff isn't made in like a year.
No, but the thing is, like, if you look at certain anime, like, a lot of their copyright dates, like, just using an example off the top of my head, G-Quux. The copyright date on G-Quux is 2025, even though they were producing it last year. Because they said they started production on it last year. So the thing is, like, when you see on an anime, when you see the actual copyright date being a year ago, that usually indicates that they've it was ready a lot earlier than it came out, which is not a bad thing by any means.
I'd much rather it take its time, and then when it's ready to release it.
Right. The problem is, Anime News Network had the same problem that a lot of people had, and that's that it wasn't Cowboy Bebop 2, which is
which I hate that. I absolutely hate that comparison, because from the moment I sat down and watched those first 5 episodes that Adult Swim gave me, I immediately understood what Watanabe was trying to go for, and that it was not trying to be Cowboy Bebop 2. It was never supposed to be that. It's not supposed to be that at all.
And frankly, the thing that you see at the very end of the final episode is why the show itself was never going to be Cowboy Bebop 2, and there will never be a Cowboy Bebop 2. And that was the tribute to Keiko Nobumoto.
Mm-hmm.
I
would also kind of say, like, chasing that success does nothing for you. You're basically going to run into a circle.
And then I forgot.
Which is why I've liked Watanabe as an evolution of everything that he's done, from Cowboy Bebop to Samurai Champloo to Space Dandy to Kids on the Slope to Terror and Resonance to Carol and Tuesday. He has diversified himself. He is clearly not wanting to be pigeonholed into just Cowboy Bebop, but Cowboy Bebop is going to unfortunately be that show that's going to continuously follow him to the end of his career.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Logan earlier said, we'll never get Bebop 2 because of Keiko Nobumoto. And then I just want to mention how, like, in the review Anime News Network did for the last episode, they kind of, like, I don't know the right term, I don't want to say insulted, but they kind of, like, pretty much just spoke ill of the dead, I guess. I have it right here. They literally said, without the clear voice and backbone of a seasoned writer like Keiko Nobumoto,
that is just incredibly disrespectful.
Yeah,
I just find that incredibly disrespectful.
Insanely disrespectful.
Because they put a tribute to her in the final episode.
Yeah, it's like, it seems like Lazarus's motley crew of creatives treated the project as an opportunity to use her skeleton of story ideas as an excuse to throw whatever random shit they thought was mightily interesting at the wall to see what stuck. And I keep going. I may not have always agreed with Nobumoto's choices as an author in the past. Look no further than my mixed reactions to Wolf's Rain, but the woman was confident enough in her vision to see things through to the end. I honestly feel like I appreciate Wolf's Rain even more now with a show like Lazarus to compare it to.
Jesus Christ, have some respect.
Yeah.
I'm not even like the biggest Wolf's Rain fan, but even I'm like, I think that show's good for what it's trying to accomplish too. Like,
well, and they've said, that she helped with some early stuff. It's not no surprise. She worked with Watanabe so much that, of course, they come out and go, oh yeah, she was on the project early on. So yeah, that doesn't come as any surprise. But that's exactly it. It's like to sit there and be like, oh, they took the skeletons of her ideas and just to shit on her like that is just it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's very disgusting.
It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful.
Yeah, like, I don't know who like, actually, it says the name of the review at the top. I already closed the tab, but it's
I wouldn't.
Like,
don't say it.
I'm not going to say it. No, I'm not going to say it. I actually closed the tab earlier, but it's just like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, just say you're biased without saying you're biased.
Yeah,
right.
Look, if people went into this thinking it's Cowboy Bebop 2, that's on you, because I never walked into this with that type of expectation to begin with.
It's not Cowboy Bebop 2, and it never was supposed to be Cowboy Bebop 2.
Yeah, and that was a freaking thing. Like, I said this in our, not the last podcast, but the one before when we had the release date, that I literally said, the one thing I'm worried about is that people are going to look at this like it's supposed to be the next Cowboy Bebop. And then what do you know? And then freaking IGN had like a preview, and they literally gave the preview a 5 out of 10 with one of their...
I read that review too, and I'm just like, what? Why is this a 5 out of 10? Because you were pretty positive throughout most of it.
They literally said it's not Bebop Resurrected.
Yeah, I mean, like, what
Oh my
are you
God.
expecting with that? Like, of course it's not. It's not supposed to be that.
It's not
Like,
to be.
I think I even saw like articles that popping up, like Watanabe is not thrilled that people want to compare this to Cowboy Bebop, and it's like, well, of course, like this.
The
Lazarus
best way...
is a very flawed show. We are not here defending it, saying that's the greatest thing ever. We all have
No,
issues
not at all.
with the
It
show.
is the most solid show that we have had in a while, I'll say
Yeah,
that.
it's like when it comes to Toonami originals, it's one of the more solid ones that we've had. Like,
I
in a
would say
long
that this
time.
is the second best original next to IGPX.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, for me, it would be IGPX, Lazarus, Uzumaki.
Yeah,
and
but
it's-
it still has its flaws. It's not a perfect show.
No, and that's the thing is like it you can support the show without you can recognize that it has flaws while still supporting the show. Like it doesn't have to be an either or. Like you don't have to sit there and be like, oh, this is the greatest thing that they've ever produced, and if you speak ill of anything, then obviously you hate the show. Like no, we're not defending it like that. Like that's fucking ridiculous.
That's dumb. No,
But-
nothing is perfect in this world. Everything has flaws. Everything is victim to criticism, right? I don't think Lazarus is a perfect product. It's a very flawed product, but it's one that I really dug. It's something that I do feel like in 10 years' time, people are going to drop that, oh, this show sucked mentality.
It's the
and
same
come back to it and
Space
be like, you
Dandy.
know what? This is actually a really brilliant show for what it is. Yes, it's not perfect. It's not great from beginning to end. There are like moments in the show where it definitely needed some rewrites. But it definitely is that type of show where I get it. I feel it. It's really this very beautiful show that has this amazing soundtrack that takes its time to actually show beauty of the world that it's trying to evoke, while also trying to focus in on like the horrors of humanity, while also showing the beauty of humanity as well.
Oh, I
Like-
totally agree.
Like,
And I know we said that it didn't have episodes to tell its whole story. I will say, despite the short time frame, it did a really good job of the point you just said, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
That short time frame.
yeah, I guess the best way. So like one YouTuber I'm subscribed to, an anime YouTuber. His name's Glass Reflection.
Mm-hmm.
Like he did a video on Lazarus, and he was the most positive about the show, and he wasn't praising it. He was actually understanding of the assignment, and I was literally like, this is the most positive review. Like, well, not review, preview, because at the time there was only like I think up to episode 6, but he literally I don't have it up on me, but like he literally had the best sentence to describe what we're all saying. It was like, whenever a very famous director or person puts out a new product, there's always this noose around their neck with expectations of everyone that it has to be as good as like their previous work or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. And the thing is that he reviewed it, and he's like, I'm not looking at this like it's next Cowboy Bebop. I'm looking at this as its own thing, and I'm like, oh my god, someone who finally gets it, unlike everyone else.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, even though we criticized it for the story being a little rushed at the end, I must say I feel like the show got better as the latter half got on.
It did.
I feel like it's a weird inconsistency where I really like the first 5 episodes, with episode 4 being like standout episode of the first 5 episodes that I saw for the review.
That whole
period.
dance club sequence.
That whole episode was just so good. But then you have like that middle section. Episode 6 sucked. I really did not like that episode at all. I think for what it was trying to go for, I get it, but it's not saying anything new, and I just don't think it really adds its own thing. It's just kind of there for me. But then you kind of have like episodes like episode 7 and 8, which are fine. and then you get to like 9 and 10, which are actually really good, and then you get to 11 and 12, and that's also really good, and then you get to the finale, which is decent. It's a decent finale.
I just want to say, I find the last few minutes of the last episode totally bullshit for 2 reasons. One, it was the last day. How the heck can you concoct the cure that fast? And secondly,
they saved everyone but the United States.
I was gonna say, and I was gonna say, and secondly, how there is no way the United States is still standing, because you definitely would have had people believing on whatever social site they have that it gives you cancer or some shit, and the whole country would have died.
Well, our health system would have killed us anyway, so it didn't matter. So it's like I don't believe that they can make the cure that fast, and I don't believe you can tell it's fiction because the United States was like first in line. Nah, it's
I don't know. So like, because I know we've just been all over the place, but I guess like just to give my thoughts, like I guess like in terms of characters, I want to say like I really like Leland and Chris a lot. I felt like they had some good moments. Elena, she was all right. Like I wasn't like, it's funny because the first 5 episodes I'm like, damn, she really doesn't have a whole lot to do, and then she had like her own episode in 6, and then she got some time to shine in the later ones. I felt like Doug could have used more work. And,
Doug was like the most underdeveloped out of all of them. We get like a little hint of character development with him, but he's just kind of like there.
Yes,
which is kind of sad because I actually really do like Doug. It's just if we got more with him,
I also just
perfect.
I also just want to say that scene of Chris kissing Axel never made any sense. And they don't bring it back up, and I'm just like, then what was that for? I guess because the world was ending, and it was like, I don't want to have any regrets. But on one hand, there would, in a previous episode, it was shown that Chris had a lover, who unfortunately died in her arms. So like, I was not expecting her to not long after.
I mean, she could be bisexual.
Well, if he's man's dead, green light.
I'm gonna like, when I'm editing this, I'm just gonna like clip this moment and just keep it like in our Discord. That was a good one. But like, okay, like, you know, maybe if they had done a bit of like back and forth type of like, you know, I don't want to say flirting, but just a bit of back and forth early on, maybe that would have made sense. But it's like they don't really have a lot of chemistry. Like they hung out like twice, and they had like that one cool scene in the dance club where they were like in sync with each other.
I mean, they had that scene at the end of the oil rig episode where Axel goes to her and says, Chris, like, I don't care who you were in your past. I'm saving the person who you are now. Which I still think is like one of my favorite scenes in any show this year. Is just like, that's such a very powerful moment in that show, where it's just like you have these 2 characters that didn't really have much to do earlier on, and then you kind of put them together, and you have Axel just saying this very profound thing, and it's very sweet. Like, it does make it seem like they are a team and they are working together. And that's also another complaint I do have. There are episodes specific where it doesn't seem like Team Lazarus does a whole lot together. It feels very ancillary and separated at points, which for a group-based thing, it shouldn't be that way. Like with Cowboy Bebop, that was never really in an ensemble of a group. Like, nobody on the Bebop was like all working together, right? They all just hopped aboard on the ship. But with this show, they're supposed to be working together to get to their end goal, right?
Yeah, and I had something, and I just kind of like lost my train of thought. Oh, and then another thing is like, okay, you're gonna introduce this assassin in the final 4 episodes. Like, was it 10 he was introduced, or 9? I think it was 9.
It was like 9. Yeah, something like that. It was like after the oil rig thing.
Yeah, he was introduced in 9, and they're like, okay, let's give him a test. And it was like, first off, that was like one of the best action scenes
that was like
of the show.
That
was really good.
I was like wondering why that episode was TVMA, and I'm like, oh shit, that's why. Fuck.
Yeah. But and then it's like, okay, so I see what they're going. Like, they're gonna have this guy go up against Axel, and clearly he's very acrobatic. He's kind of like an antithesis to Axel in a way, so I can kind of see that happening. But then he gets PTSD from the necklace that Axel has, because I guess it reminds him of his days in the Assassin Academy or whatever the hell it was, and all that. And he just, why does the Hunden have holes in its face or something like that? Answer me! And then he tells him the answer at the last episode. It's like, I can die happy now. Honks out. Like, okay, okay, and also it turns out that he was like a split personality, because it turns out the guy making his deals was him in another personality. Like, I don't know, I felt like the assassin guy was kind of underbaked.
Yeah,
like it would have
been one of those things where it's like, if you had a few more episodes, you could have done more.
Or maybe they could have introduced him way early on, maybe at the start.
Yeah,
of the
that's
episode.
also another thing.
Like show him doing his work separate from the Lazarus team, and then slowly have them cross paths near the end or whatever. I'm just spitting ideas, but yeah, that was my other issue. Is you're just gonna introduce this guy out of nowhere to act as a foil for Axel, who, I don't know, he needed more time. Yeah.
Again, going back to the show needed more episodes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, which the thing, the thing I was thinking of earlier when we were talking about that is, I think one of the things that hurts certain anime productions, especially when they're looking at 13 episode shows, is look at how many shows that get a 12 or 13 episode season that are based on a manga. So the thing is, you can get away with skipping certain characterization. And so you can fit a season into 12 or 13 episodes, and even when you do something that's arguably original like G-Quux, yeah, okay, fine, it's it's original, but it's obviously built so much on the original Mobile Suit Gundam that you can skip certain characterization, and even characters that get referenced from Zeta Gundam, yeah, they get dropped into the show. And they just they don't get explained because they don't need to be. And so it's I think that's one of the things that hurts the show is, and why more episodes would have been useful, is that they kind of lost on, they wasted time on certain things when they didn't have the budget for the episode, which in a manga you can be we can skip this little bit of characterization because the viewer can find out from manga readers, or they'll find out online or whatever, find these little things out. You don't have that when you're working on a wholly original title.
Sorry, I have these things that I'm about to say, and then I lose them as I'm about to say them. But I mean, one other thing I do have to give it is that, despite it being Sentai, this dub wasn't too terrible. I still feel
it's hard to really make a bad Watanabe dub after Kids on the Slope. That dub was fucking dog shit.
I really like Axel. I feel like his only real blunder was the stupid "we're superheroes" line.
There are a couple lines where I'm just you could have done that better. You could have done another take.
My only the only people that I really wasn't a fan of is I forgot her name. I don't know her name, but the actress who plays Elena and Hirsch, because the same actress as Mari from Ninja Kamui. She gives a better performance here, but she still sounds very emotionless. And I'm sorry, but it's
works for Hirsch a bit.
But it's also they when they find out her past, and she used to work for Skinner. It's so you worked for Skinner, huh? And then she goes yes. It was we were colleagues. We used to date each other, and then he left. I was devastated. Excuse me, he was a former lover. So, I would assume you'd have more emotion. I will say, when they got to the last episode and she finally reunited with him, and he passed right there. She actually did give a good performance. I'll give her on that one. I don't know. But I mean, everyone else. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of Elena. And it's funny because they get to that episode where Chris is captured by the Russians, and I clearly hear Jeremy Key, and I'm like, oh god, no. But then it's kind of crazy that he actually gives a better performance here than he does at any point in Ninja Kamui. And I mean, yet again, Lucy Christian always manages to be the one to carry these. Well, I will say in this one, she wasn't the only one, because I say her and Jack Stansberry, who's Axel, who Steve you will recognize, and Sam, you both will recognize as Aqua in Oshinoko. He plays Aqua in Oshinoko, so like he's a good actor. So I feel like him and Lucy Christian were standouts. That's really all I got.
Yeah, I think the dub's actually pretty solid. Not my favorite Watanabe dub, but certainly you could have done way worse. Way worse.
Yeah. So Daniel, how do you feel on Lazarus as a whole, and just on the show in general?
Pretty much the same as the rest of you guys. It was all right, but could have been fleshed out a bit more, with, so to speak. And yeah, it definitely need more episodes.
And I think that's like the only major complaint that we really have, is that it's just a tad bit short. And I think, like, some people have said like Gundam G-Quux was a tad bit short, but I think 12 episodes was the perfect length for that show. For what it was trying to go for, what it was trying to tell, it was perfect length. Lazarus, it's wonky. It's very much a very wonky show, but I really do recommend people to check it out and give it a shot for themselves.
Do not listen to Anime News Network, please.
Don't listen to anybody's opinion. Go into this with no opinion whatsoever. Don't go into this thinking, oh well, I liked Cowboy Bebop. Maybe this will be like Cowboy Bebop. No, don't go into it like that. Just think of it as just, this is the show from the same director as Cowboy Bebop, but this is him trying to do a new spin on sci-fi, and I think it's really good for what it is.
All right. Okay. So, I guess we'll move on, and some cool stuff to talk about. So, I'm not going to spend too long on my side. So, like, it's funny because initially this year I was planning to go to Otakon again, like I did last year, but then something happened. I'm not going to explain it, and I couldn't go. And I'm just thinking, well, I guess I'm just shit out of luck for any sort of convention this year. And then I was thinking to myself, is it possible to do Anime Expo? And then when I looked into it, I'm like, it is possible. And I'm stupid sometimes, because it's like, if I see an opening, I dive right in there. So I'm just going to say, and Logan as my witness, I'm not going to get into it, but it was a hell of a feat to pull off going to LA to Anime Expo this year. I went to Anime Expo, and I met up with Logan and Daniel. And this is my first time in anime, first time in LA, in the West Coast in general, because like I normally try, like lately I've been trying to leave Florida, like, because I mean, like, I rarely ever get to travel, so it's like I've been trying to travel more often, and I just thought to myself, can I do Anime Expo? When I looked at it, I was like, I can, and I did. And honestly, like, despite the hurdles getting there, I had an amazing time. And so I'm gonna talk, like, because I got Logan and Daniel here too, and they were here too, so I'm just gonna spend a bit of time like on my side of the thing, because there were some stuff that I want to talk about. Hold on, I had my hold on, I gotta pull it up. But pretty much landed in LA, went to Anime Expo on the first day. And first off, I know I've been to plenty of conventions before, but it's like I've never seen a line this large and a crowd this huge, and I knew it was going to be large. but it still took me by surprise, and I'm just like, well, damn. And initially I had planned on going to the G-Quux panel, but then I was like, because I came in pretty late, I was just like, let me just browse the halls, and then my first item on the agenda was the Aniplex of America panel. So the thing is that Toonami at the time, because they did the scheduling, and it was the marathons. It was like Superman and Lazarus, and I'm just thinking, oh my god, wait a minute. Could this potentially mean that there might be an announcement at Anime Expo? It was like, there's some panels here that are definitely, culprits that could potentially reveal news. And my two biggest suspects were Aniplex of America and Viz. And I was like, okay, what are the panels that are likely to have Toonami news? And I was putting those on my list. And let's just say by the end of the convention, I felt like putting on clown makeup. You know that meme where like you just progressively put on clown makeup? That was me. In the end, I was
like us every time.
Essentially, every single time Square Enix is going to be at something. Kingdom Hearts.
Or us when we were like, oh, there's news
clowning today, boys.
We're going to get a schedule update, boys. No.
Nope, we clowning today, boys.
Okay, I'm putting on the clown makeup. I'll put it on there.
Yeah, so I did the Aniplex of America 20th anniversary industry panel because they turned 20 years. And I'm like, Aniplex has been shown to provide news. So I'm like, okay, let me go in there. And honestly, I should have expected that it was mostly going to be spent on them looking in their past. Because obviously it's like, we're turning 20 years. Let's look back at some of our most famous titles. Like Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Gurren Lagann. And it's funny because they baited me, because after they did Fullmetal Alchemist, they were like, and then in 2013, Toonami was a thing. I heard Toonami and I immediately jumped, like my heart was racing. Toonami? I heard Toonami, and it's funny because the guy literally said, you guys remember Toonami? I'm like, what the hell? But all it was just to segue into talking about Sword Art Online, because
it was like, very funny, because the first Aniplex of America show that came to Adult Swim was Durarara, but whatever.
Or Full Metal.
Well, yeah. I mean, Full Metal at that time was under Funimation, so...
Yeah, so like, it was just like, Toonami was the thing. Remember Toonami? And then it literally went to like, in 2013, we debuted Sword Art Online. And it's just like, oh, that's all you did. So yeah, like a good chunk of that time was spent highlighting their past. Although it's funny, they tried highlighting Rurouni Kenshin, and it's people were booing, and it's like, man, I would not try to highlight this in a panel. I don't know what y'all were thinking here. But then, like, a good chunk of that. A good chunk of that was just spent highlighting their past, and then they went over.
They not like us.
and then they went over some of their recent stuff, and then it's like, okay, now to dive into the new stuff, and the new stuff was literally like things that we already knew about, like Rascal Doesn't Dream of Santa Claus, which is due in a few days anyway, and like the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie. Like, yeah, we already know about that. The only new thing, I guess, was like their licensing the Clockwork Girl, like the Virgin Punk Clockwork Girl movie, which is by the same person who made Kite, which you can buy on Discotheque Media. You're welcome, Logan. And then they ended the show with the Blu-ray, like for Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which I'm like, I don't think this would have been a showstopper. Honestly, I think Clockwork Punk would have been a better showstopper than the Cyberpunk Blu-ray, but considering what was announced later, I think I know why they did that. So yeah, I was just
you can buy the Cyberpunk Blu-ray for like over $100. Congratulations.
Oh, I should know. I actually, because I'm an idiot. I actually bought an Aniplex Blu-ray because they had their store there. And I was just like, God damn it. Okay, what can I get? Windbreaker Blu-ray set for a whole $109. On the bright side, I managed
to... Is it like just the first volume or like the first season?
The first season, and it's got like a bunch of... it's got like a bunch of...
Because they used to do this stupid thing where they would charge you an arm and a leg for just a few episodes. Like, what the fuck is this? Like the early 90s, like the 90s? We're going back to the 90s where VHS tapes had like 3 episodes and you paid like $50 for them.
No, yeah, it's like the first. It's the first season, which is like 13 episodes. It's on 3 discs, and it's got like a bunch of other extras and all that. Luckily, I'm proud of myself. I was able to do a split payment, so I didn't have to pay an arm and a leg for my card. But anyway, moving on because I don't want to spend too much on that. But yeah, Aniplex happened. I met Erica Mendez because I reserved like 3 actors, and yeah, I'm not gonna. But like, yeah, Erica Mendez, and then. After that, that's when I met up with Logan and Daniel. We checked out the Cloverworks panel, which the most that happened there was screening the first episode of Rascal Doesn't Meet Santa Claus and talking about Fragrant Flower, which why are you going to talk about that if we're not even getting it until September? Like,
and it's not even the full thing. It's just like, oh, here's an episode. You're going to watch an episode a week now. Like, why did you pick it up then? What was the point?
Now, but yeah, so that was day 1, but day 2 is when, because the first thing I did in day 2 was I went to the premiere of Gachiakuta panel.
Gotcha game.
Here's the thing. This was the first panel I went to that was hosted by Crunchyroll, and boy, oh boy, was there a running theme with all the Crunchyroll related panels, as you can see by Logan's
How do
profile.
you do, fellow kids?
So, not Logan, Steve and Sam, be glad you were not there, because if you were to attend any panel hosted by Crunchyroll, you were, like, before they would start, you were greeted with the 2 worst, like, freaking hype up squad you have ever met. What were their names? I know one of them was Heather, I forgot the other guy.
I don't even remember the other one's name, but yeah,
I would have just been playing the Imperial March
Heather.
for like any time that they were talking. I'm like,
they
dun,
were
dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun,
God.
dun.
The problem with the Hype Squad people was that you could tell they were
don't
hired
know.
as like, yeah, they were hired as event hosts that don't know anything about the anime. Like for example, the Hype Squad Heather hosted the beginning of the My Dress Up Darling panel, and she called a bunch of the cosplayers up, and then she's like, well, here's a sassy schoolgirl. It's like, no, it's Mary.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
The character. She's
Dude,
like,
if you're gonna hire hype people,
and
at
then-
least have them know shit about the fucking thing they're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so like,
and that was the problem. Was like they'd move on to like I said, it was a bunch of cosplayers, like, and they were dressed up as Marin in her schoolgirl outfit in one of her cosplays. And it's like, well, what about this character? Like, oh, you've got the devil horns and stuff. It's like, yes, it's still Marin. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, what about this? What's this character speak to you about? It's like, you have no idea what any of this is. Like, you're terrible.
Oh my
Fuck.
god!
yeah, and like, and the
God.
thing was is that they would go in before the panel started, and they would be like, "All right, guys, who's excited for the Gachakuta panel? Raise your hands!" Wow! And like, everyone would cheer, and it's just like,
Okay, all right,
I
everybody,
feel-
hand me the gun. I'll do it myself.
Literally, the best thing was during a couple of those panels, they'd be like, "Who here loves Crunchyroll?" And we'd be all
Yeah.
like, "Well,
Fuck the Empire.
They did that, and it's just like, oh my god. So it's like, for the Gachakuta panel, they were like, all right, I'm gonna start on this side of the audience, and you're gonna repeat after me, Gachakuta, and
Oh
the
my
audience would repeat it,
God.
and they did it like for everything else, and it's just like, oh, God. So
As a
like,
soccer capo, this hurts to hear.
so like, yeah,
I
told you guys what I
that's the
do.
thing, Steve. If you saw this, you would be embarrassed. You would be so
I know.
embarrassed
Like,
by
I
this.
told
like,
you guys what I do
Yeah.
when it comes to soccer. Like,
Yeah,
I'm the guy leading all the songs in the stadium, and
Oh,
like,
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
able
for
to
you.
read a room when
Yeah,
it comes to
so-
that.
yeah. That's the thing. It's like you would have been so embarrassed by how piss poor this performance was.
Yeah, so then like just to move on real quick, because Gachakuta, they invited like the mangaka and like some of the other people up there. First 2 episodes were great. Like I got to see them in the audience and all. I will say, pretty cool to see some of these early anime screenings on the screens with an audience and all that. I'm gonna get more into the hype, into the shit into Crunchyroll in a minute when I get to their industry panel. But yeah, so like Gachikuta, great first 2 episodes, an awesome cast that they have. But then this one, it was actually one of my favorite panels. So like I keep forgetting her name. I have it right here. Paru Itagaki, who made Beastars. She was there like at the event, and they have a new show that's based on her manga called Sanda, which it's the most ludicrous thing ever, and it's just like that's so insane. I need to watch this, and it's like because apparently Christmas doesn't exist anymore, and the birth rate has dropped in Japan so dramatically that children are now like the most precious thing ever. And apparently the main character is the descendant of Santa Claus, and one of his classmates needs his help to find her missing friend, so they need his Santa powers. And it's just because they actually screened the first episode there, and it's the most insane thing ever. And I love it a lot. And one thing I just found so cool about it was that, like, when the episode finished, they came out on stage and they were like, oh yeah, by the way, this is like the first time we've ever shown this episode. And like they asked the creator what she thought, and she literally said that was the first time she saw it. And I'm just like, so they were like, so you guys got to watch this for the first time alongside the creator. And I was literally like, oh shucks. It's like, damn, now I feel good. But yeah, that was actually one of the best panels that I went to, because she did like a live drawing and everything, and all that is just so yeah, Sanda. It's supposed to be coming in October, from what I believe. But yeah, really good, and it's by Science Star too, which needs no introduction.
Toho, and I think it's an MBS animation thing too. So.
Yeah. And then after that, Logan and I met up for the Production IG plus Studio Wit panel, which this was another one of my suspects on like, could we get anything Toonami, and we didn't. But I think the best thing to come from this, and Logan knows what I'm talking about, was we sat in the seats and Maki was introducing herself, and she's like, I'm Maki, I'm the president of Production IG. I helped on it's funny because she was like, oh, where is she? Oh, there she is, because I don't know her name, but the actor who played Fena in Fena Pirate Princess, she was there. It's like, did anyone watch Fena Pirate Princess? Most of the audience was silent, so it's like, I literally went up, I didn't get up, but it's like I was like, woo, and they were like, there's someone. I was like, yeah, I saw. But then it was also like, oh, and then I also did the Fooly Cooly sequels, and then she was like, I did Uzumaki, which I know everyone's not a fan of, but I worked on it, and it was just like, she just
I liked it, Maki. It was a good show.
She acknowledged.
We still love you, Maki. We still love you.
Yeah.
I was just like, God, I feel bad right now. It's like, oh my God, like y'all had to have been there. Like Logan and I were there, and it was just like, oh my God. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it was like pretty much a mix between like things that Production IG and Studio Wit were doing. Like they were talking about Kaiju number 8. They were talking about Yaiba Samurai Legend, like showed some behind the scenes stuff, and then they also, I forgot what else they talked about, like, because the biggest focus that they had on that panel was for My Melody and Kuromi, which is like some stop motion like Netflix show that's like based off the Sanrio characters. Like the only Sanrio character I know is Hello Kitty, and I legit thought that was just Hello Kitty. It was like, oh no, that's My Melody, and I'm like, I don't know half these people. All I know is Hello Kitty. But it's like they literally 70% of this panel was literally just spent on them advertising this with the stop motion and all that, which I'm not going to knock stop motion. I understand that stop motion animation is a long and very passionate project, so I'm not going to
very hard and tedious. Believe me, I know. Oh, God.
I'm not going to knock that, but it's like, damn, I really just want to get a move on, and that was literally a majority of the panel spent. So it was like, by the end of it, I was just like, that kind of felt like a waste of time, but it also was just kind of worth it just for what Maki had to say about Uzumaki. And I feel bad, but it's like one of those you're going to hell for laughing type jokes. But if we want to speak of hell, speak no further than the Crunchyroll industry panel. So this wait no, was this the one that I did? I'm looking at my. Oh no. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. And then Logan and I went and saw the screening of New Panty and Stocking, which I know it's out already, but I just gotta say, if you were there at that screening, like I don't know if Logan is here because I guess he has
a giant cube.
Oh yeah, no, he's there. Okay.
Yeah, broke orb.
Dude,
woke,
like
vagina cube.
That freaking panel and just the first episode, it was just chef's kiss. It was just so.
Oh yeah, that first episode was like so good.
And then it's funny because you got these guys from Studio Trigger. They were there, hosting it, and they were like, doing introductions, trying to reintroduce the characters and all that. And then one of the guys was like, "Okay, and this is brief. The most important thing you need to know about him is that he has a big penis." Said that literally in the audience. Like, it was the funniest thing ever. And then and then the episode played. Great episode. The audience, the one thing I like when it comes to these early anime episode screenings is just being with the crowd. And it was like the best one was Panty and Stocking and Sanda. The Panty and Stocking one was just nuts. And we actually left with these cool prints, which like they did this stupid thing to where like they give you a print, but it's like a set, part of a set, and there's 3 others. And to get those 3 others, you gotta attend like other conventions that are screening it to get the whole set. It's like, man, look, what am I, made of money?
Yes. I already go to another convention, you nerd.
I already took out a credit card to come to California. I'm not gonna take out another one. Yeah, the freaking Panty and Stocking panel was just, God, chef's kiss. I was like, that was so great. That was day 2, and then we move on to day 3. Oh, wait, I forgot to mention. Yeah, and then they ended the Panty and Stocking thing with the trailer to Cyberpunk Edge Runners 2, which it was announced earlier that day at the Cyberpunk panel, but I think at the time all they showed was the visual for it, like the poster for it. So we actually got to see the premiere of the first trailer for it, which literally says David is fucking dead. And it's just like, damn. But yeah, and then I think that was it for day 2. And then day 3 was the My Hero Academia panel, which I just want to point out, you can easily tell what is being ran by Crunchyroll and what is not, because My Hero and the Jujutsu Kaisen one were literally say on the banner hosted by Toho Animation. So we go there and we don't have to deal with that cringe hype squad because none of the Crunchyroll people, and it actually was better because they were more professional about it. And My Hero panel that was highlighting the final season coming, which I don't think we're gonna see because we still have yet to see season 7. Like, I'm talking in terms of Toonami, but that was still a great panel, and they're kind of teasing that Horikoshi, because the manga is finished. They're saying that Horikoshi is, the manga is directly involving himself in the final season, which makes me raise my eyebrow. And apparently they even said that he's suggesting adding extra scenes, which wasn't in the manga. So I'm just like, well, you got my attention, sir. Now what are we gonna do here? And yeah, that whole panel was great because they had Justin Briner and I forgot his name, but the Japanese actor from Deku in the same screen. I also just want to say it's always kind of funny. Well, not funny. I guess I respect these Japanese actors who come on stage. And they got interpreters, they got translators, but they always come on stage and they try their best to get to speak English for a little. Like, hello, everyone, I'm glad to be here in LA. And then they'll move into the translators. But My Hero panel was great. I feel like it's kind of a shame that we're not going to see. I mean, I hope to be wrong, but considering we haven't seen season 7 on Toonami, I don't think we're going to finish it on Toonami. And then and then we went to the Dr. Stone panel, and I was Logan and Daniel were with me that, and unfortunately that was another panel that was cursed by the god-awful hype squad. Like, it was literally like, I'm not even joking, they were there with me. They were like, when I say doctor, you say stone. Dr. Stone, Dr. Stone. Like, literally.
Help.
Hell, that's fucking hell.
Yeah, like literally. And the problem is that like the audience, like we don't eat it up, but a good chunk of the audience does. So it's like they're getting away with it because the audience is enabling them. Yeah, Doctor Stone panel, which I think is another one we're probably not going to finish on Toonami, considering they also have not aired the first part to that season. We got to see the first episode of the second core, which started yesterday. That was pretty cool. And then let me see if I have this right. Sorry, I'm going through my oh no, wait, hold on. Oh no, okay, I went out of order. I don't care. But yeah. So then the next thing. Okay, so this is a big one now. Well, no, actually no, because we're gonna talk about this soon. But Viz Media panel. I'll save the main thing. But aside from, Rooster Fighter, they showed off. Yeah, we're gonna get there. Aside from Rooster Fighter, they showed the trailer for Ranma, like second season. I'm trying to. Oh yeah, and they showed the trailer for Ranma second season, and then they announced like Ruby, which I know that's a big deal. Like that Viz Media saved Ruby after the shutdown of Rooster Teeth, so like. They released Ruby to stream on Hulu, and then they gave an update on their new season, Volume 10, they call it. Like, I don't know Ruby, so I know people are excited. I don't know. And then they showed the trailer to One Punch Man Season 3, which thankfully, at some point in the future, we'll see on Toonami, since Viz Media still has that. And then they gave an update on that Black Torch anime, which because I read the manga to that, and I'm just like... I don't, like, it's a fine series. I'm just like, it has.
I thought it was like surprisingly very mediocre. Why is this getting an anime?
I kind of liked it, but
the only thing I really like was Ichika.
Oh yeah,
Bam. That's the only bright spot of that series, and the only reason why I will watch this anime.
It's funny because they revealed the character designs at the anime character designs at the panel, and when they highlight Logan as my witness, when they highlighted her, I literally went to Logan. And I'm like, they understood the assignment. But yeah, so they gave an update by showing the character designs and showing the actors playing the characters and all that. And then still nothing. We just got character designs and actors. And then they invited George Wada, the president of Studio Wit, to do a Q&A about Yaiba, because they talked about Yaiba. And they also revealed the English stuff there. So Erica Mendez is going to be playing Yaiba. Rebecca Wang is Sayaka, and the way they're doing it, it's like a half drop. So like, I think they said August 15th is like episode 1 through 13, and then somewhere in November is the rest of it. But then after it, they move into Rooster Fighter, which we're gonna get to later. So I'll skip that for right now. And I'm trying to see what else. Yeah, and so okay. So then after this, sorry, I've been all over the place, but after this, Crunchyroll Industry panel. All right. Okay, so Logan and Daniel, y'all were not there.
Yeah, didn't bother.
That panel. Oh my god. I will say that there were great announcements in the panel. To get the good stuff out of the way first, the announcements. There were some good announcements at that panel. I will give it that. The fact that like Aniplex, Square Enix, and Bones teaming up with the creator of Fullmetal Alchemist again to adapt her latest manga. It's called Daemons of the Shadow Realm, I think it's called. So her latest work is gonna be getting an anime adaptation by a bunch of the same studio behind Fullmetal. So that was pretty cool. I'm trying to think what else. What's his name? Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider. I'm not a Kamen Rider fan, but it's like this because they gave a clip of that over there, and I'm like, looks so stupid. I gotta see this. It's just so freaking dumb.
Is it like that Red Ranger show?
No, it's literally like this dude who has like no powers whatsoever puts on a Kamen Rider mask and just beats up like thugs.
Oh, that sounds fun. That sounds like fun.
I don't know if that's the entire point of the show. Like maybe Logan can explain it better, but it's like that's what they showed, and I'm just like, this looks so stupid. I'm here for it. And then
I haven't even really looked at it all that much, so I don't know what the actual plot of it's supposed to be.
But of course, obviously, the three biggest announcements was ReZero Season 4, which I'm not a ReZero fan. I know Steve is, so I'm pretty sure he's excited for that.
I still need to watch Season 2 with Sketch. I really like Season 1. That was really good.
Yeah, so ReZero Season 4 gets a trailer. I think they said 2026.
I know Andre's excited, and he'll watch that, but he won't fucking finish Ranma. I'm calling you out right here, Andre. You better watch that.
So yeah, they show ReZero Season 4, and then the two other biggest ones was the second to last one. Oh boy, Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation Season 3. Rudy gets erectile dysfunction again. Let's go. And the thing is too is that they end the trailer with another girl from his past who wronged him, and I'm just like, she's wife 3, isn't she? She's gonna be the third. She's gonna be his third wife. I already know it. I can feel it in my bones. I'm just like, oh god, like, because it's like, I really loved Season 1, and I loved half of Season 2, despite the whole thing with the erectile dysfunction. But then when it was looking like he was getting a second wife, I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, I thought this was a story. I thought this was a show about a guy trying to redo his life, and then here he is, having 2 wives, and then I'm just like, he's getting a third one, isn't he? Because there's still one other girl who he has unfinished business with, and I'm just like, oh god, no. But yeah, Mushoku Tensei Season 3. It's looking to come out, I think 2026, they said. I gotta look at that again. No, yeah, they did say 2026. So yeah, that's gonna be happening. And then the big one that I know Steve is excited for. Black Clover is back. Like, yeah, so it's funny because I think it was rumored before the panel. But yeah, they announced Black Clover is coming back. It's funny, they say second season, and it's like, isn't the first show technically labeled as 4 seasons? Like, but yeah, so like, they're finally continuing it, and it's funny too, because it's like, we always kept joking that Black Clover's never coming back. And then I think Sam made a joke that was like, oh, hey, it'll probably come back before Boruto, and then...
Don't ask me for the lotto numbers. I don't know them. I'm sorry.
So yeah, Black Clover is back. Black Clover.
Not coming to Toonami, though. Like, no.
Yeah, not coming to Toonami, unfortunately. But, I mean...
We really got a second season of Black Clover. America, we really got the Black Clover anime back before Jujutsu Kaisen got on Toonami.
God damn. But yeah, so those were the cool announcements. Now let's get to the shit. You want to know, when I started walking into that panel, I already knew something wasn't right when they were handing everyone light sticks. Like the kind of light sticks you use at a concert. And I'm like, oh no, what's this for? And then it's funny because just a few minutes before that, Logan says, oh, the Hype Squad was at the Dress Up Darling panel. And I'm like, oh, sweet. So that means they're not going to be here. I can rest easy. And then he said they just left. And I'm like, oh no, don't tell me. And then here they come. And it's like, where are my Crunchyroll fans at? Let's go. Come on, put your hands up. And I'm just like, oh my God.
I want to die.
And then... oh my god, you want to know what the funniest thing about that panel was that where I was sitting, I had a clear view of the reserved seats, which I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be like the company people. Like, I don't know, but like, I got a good view of the reserved seats, and I could tell these were company people, like from Japan. And it's like, I can see the look on their faces. It's like they're just like, what's going on? Like they had confusion on their faces. Like, what is this? Because you had the Hype Squad going in, like, on this side of the panel, Kron, She, Roll, and it's just like, like it felt like propaganda a bit. And it's like either they paid some people, or these people are really that freaking, I don't know, just dumb. But it's like, yeah, it was, or like,
there was an open bar and then somebody came in. It's a bit like that Bethesda E3 one year where that guy was just shouting at like everything.
No, yeah, but it was literally like, well, yeah, like when I say crunchy, you say roll, crunchy roll, crunchy roll.
Crunchy poo.
Boo!
And then, but then it didn't stop there, because even when the panel was going on, they would like do giveaways and stuff like that. Now, here's the thing: how did you win those giveaways? Stand up and be the loudest cheer or the loudest person in the audience. So it's like, all right, if you want to win this jacket or this plush, I was like, go and make some noise. The person with the loudest noise gets in. It's just like, and the guys, like the hype squad, they were still there. They would like run into the audience to like see who was the person. They would occasionally give the mic to someone to be like, are you excited for Black Clover, or not Black Clover? Are you excited for ReZero or something like
get
that?
the gun.
And then there was even one point where Tim Liu, I think that's his name, the guy you see in all the Crunchyroll like videos and all that,
Good dude.
Channels, yeah, he would like had some giveaways too, and he would run into the audience like, who wants this, and all that. And it was just like,
He's a good dude though. I like him.
The best way to describe it was it felt like I was in the audience of a Nickelodeon game show. I was initially gonna say Kids' Choice Awards, but it's like we don't get slime, so it's like this feels like a game show. Like,
Well, at least like a game show on Nickelodeon, you also get slimed.
oh, well, I don't know. I guess the best way to describe it is Diet Kids' Choice Awards, but because like it literally felt.
No,
like
that's
they
just
were
the Crunchyroll Awards, dude.
Okay, so then yeah, game show. What I said. So yeah, it literally just was like hard to sit through, because they literally like made an event like out of it, like out of it all, and it's just like it got really frustrating. And it's just like I'm trying, like I wish the stream was up, because there's a high chance that you'll probably see me in there sitting down on my phone, because I was tweeting all the announcements as it was happening, and the camera consistently panned over because the guys would be running into the audience. So there's a high chance you probably see me in there on my phone, and then I probably just got like the biggest like, can we move on type of look on me. But it's like funny, because I would peek into the audience, I would peek into the reserved to where the reserve seats are at, and you could just tell these people do not know what's going on. And then yeah, it was just like when that panel finished, I'm like, it really hit me. It's like, this is the most out of touch company out of like everyone that I've ever seen, because at least the other panels like Aniplex or Toho or any of these other stuff, these guys are more professional about it. Freaking Crunchyroll comes in like it's a goddamn like TV event. Like, oh, tune in on channel 290 at 10 p.m. for the Crunchyroll panel, where it's gonna be so freaking cool and epic, bros. It's like we got things to give out, we got cool stuff to show. It's like you're gonna love it, your mom's gonna love it. But yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I'm getting. I went way off track. I said I was gonna be quick with this. Point is, Crunchyroll panel sucked. Anything hosted by Crunchyroll sucks, and it's just for the love of God, do not. And honestly, I would keep going, but it's like I'll say this: I have an article coming out on the website soon. Like I just finished writing it like a day ago. So I'll put my full thoughts there. I'm sorry, I kept moving on. But honestly, I think the thing I wanted to talk about most was Crunchyroll, because God, they freaking sucked. But yet again, I'm so sorry for taking this long. But
wrap it up.
Yes. Daniel, because you were there too. How was your Anime Expo experience?
It's all right. Actually, I was on the fence about actually going, since decided now, might as well. Just mess with some friends and some family and all that. Besides the panels you mentioned, One Punch Man was a pretty fun panel. They just did they got a Guinness Book of World Records record. That was fun. And
oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it was like 1,100 people or something like that, all doing the fist move. You know, the whatever it was. Yeah,
Grease punch.
Yeah, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't remember what else I did. Come back to me. You can go first, Logan.
Yeah, Logan, what about you?
Well, I'm trying to think of what other panels that you didn't cover. I went to the GQuacks panel. That was a lot of fun. Finally got to see the beginning movie in the actual movie cut instead of just the episodes. They did a bunch of stuff with some of the voice cast, and then they had a concert with one of the bands that did a couple of the insert songs in the series. They performed a couple songs live. That was kind of cool. I did get an autograph with the Japanese voice actors for Char and Shalia Bull the next day. That was pretty nice. I was happy with that. Trying to think what else. Let's see. I went to the Sunrise or Bandai Namco Filmworks panel. Unfortunately,
the thing.
Which thing?
That the one thing that they did at the one that I went to.
Oh no, they did not leak the Discotheque announcement that they leaked. If that's what you're talking about, unless you mean the Hype Squad thing, which that was
No. I was that's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah, no. So
That
so
thing.
for a little context, back at Otakon last year, they held a panel, and Sam and one of our guys at Discotheque happened to be at that panel, and they apparently announced something that we at Discotheque had not announced yet, and it flew completely under the radar. Nobody actually noticed except for Sam and Mike that works for us, which was great because Mike obviously knew not to talk about it, and Sam kept his mouth shut. So that was great. And I was a little worried that they were going to announce it at AX, which would not fly under the radar, but thankfully they didn't say anything about it. So we'll be announcing that at Otakon, and our announcement didn't get blown, which is great.
It'll be funny.
Yeah, the panel was
funny.
kind of a...
Oh, sorry. I was just saying
go
it'll
ahead.
be funny. It'll be funny if you do the Otakon panel, make the announcement for that, and then you got a few people in the audience like, wait, but wasn't this shown at the Bandai panel last year?
Yeah, I'll be curious to see if that happens, but no, I mean, it was, overall it was kind of a bust of a panel. I wasn't expecting anything huge, but they talked about One Punch Man because apparently Bandai Namco's producing it. I didn't know they were involved with it, but all right.
That makes sense because doesn't Bandai distribute the games?
Yeah,
But
but
I
I mean,
think games
Bandai
and
distributes.
anime are
I mean,
separate.
they do My Hero Academia games, and they have
That's
nothing to do
true.
with anime. So,
Yeah,
but that's why I was a little thrown.
but
off.
also
I was
Bandai probably also makes the toys and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So
Yeah.
they're a big company.
Yeah, but they announced, and it ended up. I found out later that it was an old trailer. It's one that they've shown off before. There's apparently a spin-off of Iron Blooded Orphans that's in production, which I guess is probably the closest to anything Toonami related that they would have mentioned.
Oh, that's not going to go to Toonami.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, but I wouldn't count on it.
I'm pretty sure at this point, if
Yeah.
they wanted a Gundam show, they would have gotten one by now.
Yeah, maybe, but but in any case, they showed the trailer for the second Gundam Hathaway movie. It ended up being kind of a bust for Toonami stuff. I mean, it was an all right panel, but I mean, it felt like honestly, most of the panels this year were they were interesting, but they weren't mind blowing.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see where it ends up going. Probably the most interesting panel I saw for stuff that I would say it's in a sense Toonami adjacent was Science Saru's panel for their new Ghost in the Shell adaptation they're doing next year.
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, didn't really get a whole lot of new information about it. They did show off that they've updated the logo for it. That was probably the biggest thing. They're like, oh look, it's a new logo. It's like, okay, that's cool, great.
Yeah,
but-
most of the panels weren't really showing new stuff or you know what I mean?
I mean, they showed off a bit of an animatic for Ghost in the Shell, and it's obviously hard to get a sense of like how fluid the animation is going to look from an animatic because it's obviously not in between or anything yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, the art direction looks very good. They kind of went over like the writer and and the director, like all of their pedigrees and stuff. And I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I get the impression that any chance of it landing on Toonami is probably slim to none. But
I would really like it too because
I would too.
The show it has a history of Adult Swim. So
hey, Adult Swim, put some money behind this like you did standalone.
Wow, man, I don't think they can.
Yeah,
or at the very least, like what they did with Rooster Fighter.
I think with something like Rooster Fighter is cheap to produce that. Something like Ghost in the Shell, probably not super cheap to be putting your money behind.
Yeah. I mean, and then I guess I'm trying to think like day 4, we went to the G Kids panel. We're kind of, this is the irony of, the announcement that came out today as we're recording this. We kind of went in expecting like maybe there's a chance they could announce something for Toonami, and it was mostly about like their theatrical stuff and their home video stuff. And it was a decent enough panel, like nothing wrong with it, but given the announcement that came out today, it's like, why couldn't you guys have done that a week ago? But
yes,
it is what it is. I will say, overall, this was my 3rd anime expo I've gone to. The biggest takeaway I had is this is the first year I've gone since they closed off Pico Boulevard that runs between the South Hall and they list it as the West Hall. It's like, how do you have a South Hall and a West Hall? It's South and North. But they closed that off, and they're using the Peacock Theater that's in the other complex. Cock?
Yeah, cock.
Cock. Peacock.
The expansion of the available space that they've been using does make it a little easier to navigate around. There's still some niggling issues with it that are kind of like, this could still be improved. But overall, of the 3 I've been to, it was definitely the easiest of them for me to navigate, which I liked. I will say, as a word of warning to people, I made the mistake of not wearing any sunscreen.
No.
I ended up out in the sun for a lot longer than I expected to. And
it was because of that IG and WIT panel. Like, they started so late, and we waited forever.
Yeah. Sun poisoning is a thing. And it's apparently, after talking to my doctor, it's basically a reaction like you would get where, like if you were to get punched in the face and you get a black eye, except without the bruising. You don't get the bruising from the busted capillaries, but you swell up like you would, from something like that. So I was
basically, all I'm hearing is that Mother Nature tried to kill you.
Yeah, pretty much. Most everybody has seen the picture of me from Monday. Daniel saw me on Sunday, but I don't think he's seen the picture of how I swole up on Monday. It was less than pleasant, let me tell you.
It was literally Sunday. We met up in the morning, and he seemed fine. I'm like, okay, I'll see you later. And then we meet up again at the G Kids panel, and I sit next to him, and I look at him. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, are you good?
Yeah, and then by Monday morning when I woke up, thankfully my eyes did not swell completely shut, but I was very close to it. So
God. I'd be panicking if that was happening to me.
Yeah, it was slightly disturbing, but the takeaway is wear sunscreen. Don't be like me. Don't be a dipshit.
Yeah, I mean, I got sunburnt there, but I didn't swell up. Yeah. I mean, if we're going overall experience, I mean, this is the first time I've been there. I would honestly love to go again. I don't see that happening next year, just because, I mean, if I'm being honest, I'm not going to go into details, but I did a lot to go there this year. Logan knows. So it's like, I'm not going to do. I'm probably not going to do it again so soon.
Now, Sam, here's the real question I have for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rank In-N-Out Burger?
Oh my god! Oh my god! That was I have to say a solid like 9, that high. That was great. Like, oh my god, compared to some of the other burgers that I've had, yeah, that was oof, really solid.
Y'all have no idea how jealous I am that y'all get to have In-N-Out Burger on your trip to LA, because back in December I didn't.
I mean, like, because that's one other thing.
So we timed it right so that we could we got to the airport and then walked over there and then we had to rush back because unfortunately my timing was not as good as I'd hoped it would be. And
I hate LAX.
I made my flight.
That airport sucks.
I made my flight by the skin of my teeth.
You took the same terminal I did on the way home.
Yeah, and I was stuck at security for a good minute because my bag got a false flag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, LAX sucks.
Yeah, but yeah, see, wasn't the reason why I couldn't have In-N-Out Burger. It was some stomach issues I was having at the time. Is the reason why I couldn't have In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah, because my thing is that, like, because I mentioned earlier, I've been trying to travel more often. One of the things I want to do is, like, because I'm in the state of Florida. There are a lot of places that don't exist here, so it's like I want to make the effort.
Time because it's almost midnight.
So, okay. We keep getting distracted. I mean, it wouldn't be a podcast episode without it. But point is, had an amazing trip to LA. I would go again, but I probably not next year. Especially since I have another trip happening in a week. Maybe that is not off the table. I will say that, but
isn't like New York Comic Con like $200 for? Like,
oh no, not that. Anime NYC, but yet again, but okay. For the interest of saving time, Anime Expo was a great time, and I would go again, 100%. But it's just I don't see it happening next year. So we move on. I'm so sorry, guys. I know we spent too much, and I partially blame myself because I got distracted. I just wanted to rant about Crunchyroll. So anyway, move on. So obviously, one of the biggest things that we were expecting at Anime Expo was Viz's panel, because they said that they were going to give an update on Rooster Fighter. Like, the panel was literally called Ninjas, Samurai, Roosters, and Mayhem. No, Roosters, Samurai. Point is, yeah, Rooster Fighter
been
was
called Ninjas, Samurais, and Cock. Like that, come on. It's right there. It's right there.
So at the Viz panel, I was with Logan on this one. At the Viz panel, in the end, they did do more info on Rooster Fighter. They showed off a new trailer. Looks great, if I'm being honest. Like, really good.
Yeah, I saw that trailer too. It looks actually really fucking great, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and we have a window, spring 2026. So it's still like a ways out. But and a new poster. But Logan and I got to see the first half of the episode. So
it's good.
And the thing, it's really good. Like, and the thing was too is that they didn't say how long the clip is. They just said here's a sneak peek. So I'm just thinking, okay, maybe like 2-3 minutes. No, we saw like the first half of the first episode. And
it was like a good 10 or 12 minutes of the episode. Like, it was, because that was exactly my thought.
10 to 12 episodes. Wow! Oh my god!
Yeah, we saw the whole show, man.
I was like, that was my thought too. Is I'm like, oh, we're gonna get like 2.5 minutes, something like that. Just a little bit of a taste, and then it just kept going and going. I'm like, how much are they actually going to show us?
I almost thought we were going to get the entire first episode. I was like, are they showing the whole first episode? But no, at some point it did stop, and I'm like, okay, so this is probably like the first half.
Yeah, that's probably whatever they had completed at the time. So,
but it's like, oh my god, dude, that clip, oh my, like what they did show. I'm not going to say for obvious reasons, but it is so freaking insane and so fucking hilarious. I actually have to say I bought the first volume. I don't have a camera on me, but I have the first volume on me along with the first volume of Yaiba, and I do plan to read this at some point because bro, that first episode the clip, what they showed sold me. If I'm being honest, like out of all
when I sat down and read the first chapter about a year ago when this got announced, I was like, oh, oh my god, please let this be good, because the manga is like so fucking good.
The clip they showed was genuinely great. And honestly, after seeing it, I'm like, this has me more excited than Lazarus, if I'm being honest. Like, so it's like I am really looking forward to this. And also,
what
just
I'll
like
say about the trailer. Well, what I'll say about the trailer and what we saw of the episode is that, at least, I mean, again, obviously we only saw half of one episode, and the trailer seems like it has, pieces of other episodes in it. But the biggest thing is the trailer is not overselling like the art style. It's not like they're picking like a bunch of really, really well animated clips and then suddenly like everything else is a step down. Like,
no, like
for that entire 10 or 12 minutes, whatever it was, what you see in the trailer feels consistent with the entire quality of how that episode is. Now, again, will it fall apart? Who knows? The biggest thing I'm hoping is that if they're already this far along, I mean, yeah, granted, 12 minutes of a potentially 10 or 12 episode series, we don't know. I don't think we know what the length is, but yeah, there's obviously the potential for things to go downhill. But if this is where they're at with it now, it looks very promising if they can keep this level of quality. The biggest thing for me was the CGI, even though you can tell the stuff that is CGI, like the monsters, which again you can see in the trailer, there's a certain uncanniness to it that really services the animation compared to some other shows where the CGI is like that just looks cheap and crappy. Ninja Comedy.
And also just like, so the clip they showed was Japanese. Whoever's playing Keiji, like the cock, like he sounds like a JoJo character, and from what I was, and like the actor who plays him is actually from JoJo. He plays Avdol in Stardust Crusaders, so it's just like, that makes sense. It's like, but yeah, it's so freaking funny, and like what Logan said, definitely like that clip, that what we saw sold me on the show, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm actually really excited for this, and I plan to read the first volume when I get some time. I think that's really about it, because after they played the sneak peek, that was the end of the panel. That was it, which kind of made me feel a little defeated, because yet again, I was expecting something else Toonami related, but we didn't get that. Hearing
like the praise that you guys are giving to like the first 15 minutes or so of like the first episode, that just has me more excited for this, because I really do love the manga to Rooster Fighter. So to know that it's getting a properly good adaptation is just filling me with so much joy, because it's so rare to get like a seinen show that isn't total garbage.
Yeah, well, I mean, the only other seinen show that I know isn't total garbage is Psalm 100, but that had its own other
Well, I
issues.
mean, there's also Vinland Saga,
Yeah.
which...
Oh, yeah, Vinland Saga, too. So that clip, I think they're going to show it at some, I'm pretty sure this is not going to be the only time that clip gets shown. I think Adult Swim has a presence at San Diego, so they might show it again there. Daniel, if you're going there, I think they might, they might play... Yeah, they might play it there. I don't think they said they are, but I assume that they will.
They're going to have a night of premieres. They never said what they're showing, other than I think
maybe
they're
they'll
showing
play,
off
maybe they'll play it there.
New shows, and I think they're showing off Smiling Friends and Women with Shoulder Pads. They might also show off a couple other things that they're working on.
I don't expect anything Toonami related though, because I mean we just had Rooster Fighter and the next topic, but yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll show something, but we'll see.
But yeah, Rooster Fighter slated for spring 2026, and I
think I said this back when it was announced that it was never going to be a 2025 show. So I will take my victory lap. Please, thank you.
Yeah, there's another victory lap someone here is about to take.
Yeah, but with Rooster Fighter, I didn't actually get to say anything about it yet. It looks insane, and I'm so excited because I love insanity. I love shows when are just super insane like that, and I feel like we haven't really had one like that since Pop Team Epic.
this
honestly,
isn't really like that, but it does have
True.
like that very surreal aspect
But
to
you
it.
know-
Because it's
but
like
you know what
you
I'm
have
going
this like
for. But
rooster
you know what I'm
that
going
has all
for.
these superpowers, and he's just like killing demons.
Yeah, but you know,
Yeah,
you know
I
what I'm
mean-
going
Well,
for
like-
when I say that.
Right.
Like,
Well, like
you know-
for example, because obviously this is in the trailer, the scene where the little girl's like, "Here, you want some chicken?" And he's like,
Oh,
"What
that's
the
so
hell?"
funny.
You know,
It's so
That's-
funny.
that like the thing is like, just from the bit we saw, like that kind of humor is there. Like, you know, assuming it continues, like there's more little bits of like, this is silly and it's a, you know, it's just a fun laugh. You know, just from the bits we saw, you know, like, so them picking that because that was in you know, that part of the episode, you know, them picking that for the trailer was a good call, but like there's more of that kind of stuff in it too. So like,
Yeah.
you know, like you said, you know, but comparing it to Pop Team Epic is
Yeah,
that is
it's
a
like-
good
it's-
comparison in its own way.
in a way. Yeah,
Yeah, in
a
terms of
way.
like batshit insanity, sure, but it's
That's what I was trying to really
not
go for.
really
Like,
the
you
same
know,
thing.
Yeah, and-
somewhat
Yeah.
apples to oranges, but at the same time, it's like both shows seem absolutely insane, and I am all for it. I'm here. I love
Yeah.
insanity. I'm excited.
I was gonna say because, and I say this in the article too, but like this feels so on brand for Adult Swim. It's like I see why they you know wanted to adapt this, and it's like, hey, and if any
totally.
show is gonna break that Toonami original curse, I mean, Logan said this a while back before Lazarus came out, but it's like even if Lazarus ends up being good, that doesn't mean that, you know, we're out of this curse. It's then on to the next one, like Rooster Fighter, to actually, you know, show that
Yeah.
it can be good, and then, you know, like continue from there. So it's like I'm getting really excited for Rooster Fighter because Lazarus, it was good, like not great, not amazing, but like it was good. So now hopefully Rooster Fighter can, you know, surpass that, and, you know, we move on from there. But
Yeah, like I don't want to overhype. Like yeah, like
yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
want
want
to
to
overhype it.
overhype.
But Rooster
Yeah.
Fighter has the potential to be that great original that we've been hoping.
Oh, I
for.
agree. Like that's at least its
I'm really
ceiling.
looking forward to it.
And hopefully it gets enough attention that other people are talking about. Like, hey, look at this show about a rooster fighting demons, you know? And
Sounds
considering
such an
that
insane
Viz,
concept, I'm so excited.
Now, I just wonder if they can show that cock uncensored on television.
I want to say,
Well, they
missed
are late.
opportunity.
They
Hold
are
on.
late
like,
night.
please
Hold
don't,
on.
please.
I just want
That's
to say
true.
it was
That's
a
true.
missed opportunity. It was a missed opportunity because this is not at the Peacock Theater, right?
No.
No, it
I
was
want to say
not.
it was such a missed opportunity to not show cock at the cock.
Indeed.
This
Yeah,
is
I-
true. This is very true.
It's
Viz,
true,
you
but I
dropped the
think
ball. I'm sorry.
it's true.
Deduct points from you.
It's true, but I think why they didn't is because even when we were in the audience for that, the room was not filled. Like, there were plenty of empty seats, so it's like I don't think they would have been able to fill the Peacock Theater. But I mean, yeah, I mean, Rooster Fighter. We got a new trailer. It's 2026. We'll probably talk about it again when it gets closer. But yeah, anyone else have anything to say on Rooster Fighter before we move on?
Nope.
The cock to save the world.
They literally had that in the trailer too. One
I
cock to
love
save
that.
the world.
I love that.
That's actually a
Yeah.
tagline in what they
I
use for
know.
marketing the manga.
I love it.
Which is great.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's-
just justifies us calling it cock for the last year and a half.
But yeah, it is funny though. I just thinking about it because the last episode I was on, I was coming back from a trip in LA, and now here we are again talking about a trip in LA. And what do those two episodes have in common? Last time we were talking about how Dandadan should be on Toonami.
Hey,
Flash forward a few multiple months later. Look what's on Toonami, y'all.
Literally today they made the announcement, and I just was angry because we went to the G Kids panel They could have announced it there. Yet again, I went there just on the small 10% chance that something Toonami would happen because Viz and Aniplex let me down, and Crunchyroll was just there making fools of themselves. That was like, come on, G Kids, you're a wild card. Can you pull something? They didn't. And then they make this announcement today, and I'm just like, it was literally that one meme of like the guy getting up in the chairs, like slams the desk, walks out. I was just like,
Kiryu?
yeah, it was like, and then
yeah, that's Kiryu
out.
from one of the Yakuza games. It might be Yakuza 0.
I was just like, great, but fucking Dandadan's on Toonami, bro. How did we go from like we're so over to we're so
I was
back?
gonna say,
the beginning of this year was dog shit.
I know. I just want to say, America, we're so freaking back.
Oh yeah, no offense to like common side effects. That was a great pickup for the block, but it was obviously just there because they had nothing else to run. So it's like, well, I mean, like make the most of what you got, I guess. But now it's just like, okay, now it was just a matter of we had to get the ball rolling, and it's getting rolling. Oh, okay, here we are. Here's a bunch of shows that we have been waiting to announce. Here's Bleach, here's Dragon Ball, and now here's Dandadan.
Which, like, yet again, last podcast I said, oh, Bleach is probably going to be the biggest, thing that, the biggest thing that we're going to have this year. Because it's like, I don't really see anything else topping it. And then, freaking today, I drive home from work and I'm just blasting the Creepy Nuts opening in my car. And it's just like, God damn, it feels good. It feels so freaking good. And
we have Dandadan Thursdays with season 2, and then we have Dandadan Saturdays now.
Yeah, and some people were saying, "Oh, hopefully they run season 2." It was like, well, not. I know for a fact they're not running.
We still don't have Mashal season 2. You think we're going to get season 2?
Yeah, like I think they're going to break after season 1.
Yeah, I was like, I see them airing it on the block, but I don't see them airing it this year.
No, probably next year, unless they can get it for like a fair price. But I'm like, it's more recent, so I'd probably be like next year.
Yeah, but this was the other thing that, I was curious on, because the thing is that Dandadan was, I think, the first show, the first anime, because when Dandadan was coming out, we were already like, okay.
The first anime, everybody. The first anime ever created.
Yeah, Dandadan was the first anime.
Yeah.
Sorry, I needed to do better, because when Dandadan was coming out, we were just assuming, okay, so which jail is Dandadan going into? Is it going to be Crunchyroll? Is it going to be Netflix? Is, God forbid, Disney going to come in and snatch it? And then initially, Crunchyroll tweeted, oh, Dandadan coming to Crunchyroll. I was like, God damn it, Crunchyroll has it. But then Netflix tweeted, I'm like, wait, Netflix is getting it too? Is this like
an open license? Because the license holder, well... So, it's a very interesting thing because I think Toonami may have done direct. Well, I think they may have done direct dealings with MBS Animation because they're the master license holder for everything, Dandadan. Whereas G-Kids is probably more of a physical distributor for the license. I'm sure they did some negotiations with G-Kids alongside MBS. But for like direct relations, they probably did do more of that with MBS than anything else.
Yeah, so that was the thing, is that when Dandadan was coming out, it then was revealed that no, Dandadan is not owned by any of these. It was G-Kids distributing the first 3 episodes in theaters, and they were putting the show out. So the show was actually on every streamer. It was on Crunchyroll, it was on Hulu, it was on Netflix. You could watch all of these. And I'm like, that's really interesting. That's like the first time I see something like this. So then I was also
wouldn't
wondering,
be the last either.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It was the first, but definitely not the last. And it's like, when I saw that, I'm like, okay, so what does this mean for Toonami? Does Toonami have a chance if a show gets released like this? Because that was my curiosity, is because this is a new situation. So it's like, how does this benefit us or does this hurt us? And well, our answer today, it benefits us because we're getting the show. So it's like, okay, so if G-Kids gets an anime, we can rest easy because we know there's a chance.
Well,
it depends. I mean, they did G-Quux, and that's freaking Amazon Prime.
No, it seems like all they had for G-Quux was just the theatrical movie.
That is correct. That is all they have. I can guarantee that is all they have.
So the license holder for that would probably still be Sunrise, but I think Amazon will prevent it from ever coming elsewhere.
Yeah, well, like, because, and then, the Dandadan was, like, the start, because then we would get other shows that did this similar thing. There's Witch Watch, which, it's an okay show. It's the same thing. It's on every platform imaginable. Today they dropped that Togen Anki show. I don't know how you pronounce it. That's another show that's on every streamer. And it's just like, wow, we're starting to, and I know why, because I know a lot of companies are mad at Crunchyroll, so they're taking matters into their own hands. You see that with the My Hero movie, the fourth My Hero film. Crunchyroll is nowhere listed on that film. Like, yeah, they got the cast back, but it's not Crunchyroll that was handling that movie. It was
Toho
strictly Toho directly. And then not only that, but Jujutsu Kaisen, the Hidden Inventory compilation movie, that's also G-Kids and Toho. Crunchyroll nowhere spotted on there. And it's just like, you clearly can tell that these companies are not happy with Crunchyroll, which was even further proven right when that article came out. And Crunchyroll, those sore losers, are pissed that they don't have exclusivity on the show. We said this in the other podcast, but I feel it's only natural to bring it up here. Yeah, they're pissed off that they don't exclusively own Dandadan, and that they didn't want to advertise season 1. And you want to know what's funny? Because they did the math on because you could stream it everywhere. Netflix was the top performer, like, for the show. and it's just like, okay, so then I guess I'm just gonna keep watching on Netflix. It's like, because I ain't gonna watch this on Crunchyroll. And then it's funny because season 2 just dropped, and then now they're advertising it, and I'm like, oh, now you're advertising it? Getting a little scared after that article I see. But oh my god, Dandadan is on Toonami, and I'm just like, I still can't believe it. It's like, we literally were like, it's so over, we're so over, Bleach is back, and it's like, yes, but this is probably like the best thing to happen this year. I don't see any other good stuff happening in the Dragon Ball. And I'm like, how the hell? Okay, I guess we got one more win. I guess we're good, set for the year. And then freaking Dandadan, I was just like, oh my god. It feels so good to be a Toonami fan again. What is this feeling?
Like,
it's like
I mentioned, like, back in the last podcast I was in, I said, what is there excited to be about Toonami for? Or something like that. Boy, is Toonami proving me wrong. This middle of the year for Toonami has been incredible.
Oh,
I mean, we got Bleach, 1000 Year Blood War, Blue Exorcist Season 2. We finally out of whatever jail that was in. Dragon Ball Daima, and now we get Dandadan? When was the last time we won this much?
Oh my god. My only sad criticism, and this is just a personal thing, I'm not going to be here when they drop that promo, because I'm going to be on a cruise. And it's just like, I want to put that promo out ASAP. Unless they air, God, I really wish they do a 2-week in advance type promo and they air it this weekend instead of next weekend, because I'm not here next weekend. And then it's funny because I literally, the day I get back from my cruise is the day, is Saturday the 26th. So I will literally be back home just in time to see Dandadan on Toonami.
I'm gonna be at Comic-Con when the first episode comes.
Well, hopefully there's some big news there too. But I already saw season 1 of Dandadan, but I will watch it again because it's that good of a show.
And also support the show on TV and show these companies, hey, we want more of this. Because that's a big thing, is like the show's trending and all that. And the thing is, I saw this specifically with Dragon Ball, is that like these shows come to Toonami and the actors get all excited and they want to talk about it. They want to tweet the show as it's like airing, and it's like that's how we get these shows trending. And that also shows these companies that we want this. And like Logan was saying earlier, that is like, yes, I'm gonna watch it again to show these companies that yes, like we want these and we want more of this and all that.
Yeah, and touching on your point about voice actors, like even some tweets today, it showed that like having your show on having a show that you're in on Toonami, it's still a big deal for these voice actors. Like, you know, this generation now is like, they're like us. They grew up watching the block, and now they're seeing their work featured on the block that they watched as a kid. It's a big deal for them.
Yeah, and I'm really happy for them.
Yeah, I can say that with pretty much every voice actor I've talked to. Yeah, they love their shows on Toonami.
Yeah, I mean,
for the most part, like, a lot of anime doesn't head to television anymore these days. So getting a show on network or not network, but cable television is a big deal for them because that gets their name out there. And also, it's just like it's cool and surreal to see your voice, to hear your voice on TV.
Unless you're on Access TV, in that case, no one's gonna know that you're on TV.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Are they even still showing any anime at this point? Like,
are they even still alive?
Is that still?
I don't know. I honestly don't know because I lost access to the service that I was using to see that.
Yeah,
I don't have access to it at all, and I don't care.
Yeah, but anyway, we're off topic. Yeah. Holy hell, we have done. You know, I've already watched season 1, granted, and currently watching season 2, but I feel like this is a show that I will absolutely rewatch. And you know,
same.
Like season 1, I watched subbed. I watched it subtitled the entire way. I watched it in Japanese. So for me, this will be my first time hearing it in dub.
Really? Because it was dubbed like day 1 when it came out.
Yes, like I watched it in Japanese with subtitles the entire way.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they did a great job. But you know, I've seen some clips of the dub because you know,
I mean,
this is one of the biggest shows of last. Yeah, like this is one of the biggest shows of last year to air, and you know, having a dub come out at the same time as the simulcast, that helps the dub. So of course you're going to see some clips from that. But so for me, this will be my first time seeing like the dub in its entirety.
Yeah, I stuck with the dub when it came out. It's just like there are some really. Oh yeah, and I made a joke. It's like it's so true. Hey guys, Toonami is finally airing a good sequel to Fooly Cooly. They're clearly inspired by Fooly Cooly, but also you got Carrie Walgren and Barbara Goodson in the same show again.
So
that's like
genuinely, and I think we mentioned it on like a few months, like during our year in review. It's really funny how Dandadan is a better spiritual successor to Fooly Cooly than any of the Fooly Cooly sequels.
I'll put G-Quux on there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, but it's just like it feels so good. It feels so right. I'm just kind of sad that I'm not. Well, I am gonna be here when it drops, but I wanted to get that promo though. I just please air it this weekend. Please air it this weekend.
Yeah,
but you say that they're gonna air it next week.
But yeah, it does feel good to see like Toonami get the bigger modern names in anime right now again. It's been a while.
And it's thanks to
like
Crunchyroll.
Last year we got Psalm 100 and Marshall. No offense to those shows, but those aren't like big hits, right?
Psalm 100 should have been. Damn it! Those delays killed it.
You know what? Psalm 100 bucket list of delays.
Yeah, Toonami kept that tradition alive by delaying its finale too.
I just want to say that because I stopped my AX journey because I know it's a long one. I did see Zeno Robinson over there, and I literally just told him, "Man, Zon 100 got me out of a dark place. I love you in the show, and I am praying one day we get a season 2." And he literally said, "So am I, man. I'm knocking on wood that we need a second season." And I was like, "Thank you." I hadn't signed my volume of the manga, but yeah.
But I mean, like, I'm looking forward to Dandadan. This is one of those shows where I feel like if you are a fan of Toonami shows, specifically Fooly Cooly, and you were kind of let down by how those sequels turned out, check this show out. It's really, really good. It's weird, it's quirky, it's funny, it's emotional, it's everything that those sequels should have been.
It has Seiko too.
Yeah, here's the only problem. No, the only problem is it should be airing alongside Rooster Fighter because then we'd have cock and balls.
Oh, that's another clip I'm saving.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Sam said, it does feel like a spiritual successor to Fully, but it honestly feels right to have it on the block. It really does. Like, this feels like a show that was made for the block, and just to have it on there, it's perfect. It really is.
And I just really I just want a bunch this to be supported, so that if more shows get these MBS releases to where they're not going to a single streamer, they're actually being shared with everyone, that they see that there's a market for this on TV with Toonami, so that if any other anime come out and they're the same route, they do the same thing like Don Da Don, where they're you can watch them everywhere, that we for sure get them on Toonami. I mean God, it just feels so good.
Logan, you might get your wish next year, because we could get Rooster Fighter and season 2 of Don Da Don airing at the same time.
That's true. Very true.
Good point.
Very true.
All right. Well, I guess anyone else have anything to say on this before we finish it up?
I will say I will miss the fact that I will hate the fact that we will have to hear a cut down version of the opening, because that opening is great.
Oh my God, yo, Creepy Nuts does not miss when it comes to their openings. Every single one has been good. Every single one's been good. Call of the Night, Mashal, Don Da Don.
Call of the Night's opening is great too.
Oh, they're great, and they're back for season 2, and it's still great.
Yeah. So I'm really sorry, Daniel. I just realized I did not ask you about Don Da Don. But how do you feel? About Don Da Don coming?
Haven't seen the show yet, but yeah.
Oh my God.
Ooh, you're in for a treat,
Daniel. You're in for a treat.
Seems like a fun show.
This show is awesome.
Yeah. Other than that, nothing's impossible. We've seen the time again for Toonami.
Honestly, who'd have thought we'd get Don Da Don?
So I'm just like, okay, so now we have 3 companies that if they get a show, then it's a non-0% chance that Toonami will get a run. Viz Media, G Kids, and I put Sentai on the lowest because we haven't had a Sentai show in God knows how long. It happens, but very rarely. But yeah, I guess that wraps it up. This went on pretty long, and I kind of blame myself for it because I literally said we shouldn't spend too long, and then I spent too long.
Yeah. Well, that's a wrap, everybody.
Not even dinner yet.
But yeah. So let's actually give our plugs. So you can follow me on Twitter at Samster299, YouTube at Samster299. I think I said this last podcast, but I put out a completed edition of the tier list where it's a whole 12, almost 13-hour compilation of all the parts into one video. So that's
just in case you want to have a podcast for 12 hours.
Yes. And then my article on Anime Expo should be going up within the next week. I just finished it last night. I know it needs to get proofread. I sent it over to Logan. I go more in depth there.
You're third in line.
Yeah, so I go more in depth there, and I apologize for taking too long here, because I was literally looking at that and going, okay, I did this, and all that. But if you want to read the rest of my thoughts and continue to see me rant about how out of touch Crunchyroll was, go read that article when it comes out. I also wrote something. It's not out yet. She told me that it's going to be out soon. I wrote something for Kuro because she was doing a piece on anime skips or whatever, bad anime shows that you don't recommend. And immediately what came to mind was Ubel Blatt. And I literally made an entire essay on that. So that should be out sometime. I don't know. But yeah. Aside from that, you can follow Toonami Squad Twitter, Toonami Squad Facebook, Instagram. We have a TikTok. We have Threads. Am I missing anything, Steve? Oh, the website too. Don't forget to check out the website.
The website. Can't forget the website. The whole reason why we even have this.
Yeah. Anything else am I missing, Steve?
I think you got them all. I think.
All right. And expired merch at redbubble.com. Does that even exist still?
I have no idea, and I'm not even gonna check.
I don't care to check because it's not like we've made any money.
But yeah, that's about it for me. What about you, Sam?
You can follow me on Blue Sky at SZ Universe. I'm still waiting for Logan to send me back the articles I sent him. So I'm still waiting for that. I should have something soon.
I'm a terrible editor. I apologize.
That's all right.
And Daniel, what about you?
Yeah, you can follow me at Twitter and Blue Sky and Anime Savior. Also gonna be covering San Diego Comic-Con later this month. See what happens there.
If they show the same clip that we saw for Rooster Fighter, let us know what you think about it. Steve, what about you?
All right, you can follow me on Blue Sky, Twitter, and TikTok at Zenvest. That is XENVEST. If you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, you know. You can also check out, and I mentioned it before, the YouTube video I did recently on Ellis Platton's channel, Away Days. The video is the reality of the American Football Ultra. Please check it out if you can. It came out so good. I'm so proud of it. And it was such an honor to do.
All right, and Logan, where can we find you?
On Twitter at Schmollis1, Blue Sky at Schmollis, and then shameless plug time. Catch the Animego panel at Otakon on Saturday, whatever day that actually is in August during Otakon. I don't actually remember the date. I believe the Animego panel is from 2 to 3, and then the Discotech panel is in the same room immediately after from 3:15 to 4:15. So if you want to catch new announcements and stuff, I don't think any of them are Toonami, but still, come
so you guys are revealing Hamtaro, right?
Oh, really?
100%.
Yeah, oh, great.
Yes,
Awesome.
Yes, Hamtaro, absolutely, please.
No, it's Morbius. They're going to show off Morbius.
It's Morbin time.
Morbin time. Morbin time is 8K.
No, it's going to be more Rick and Morty the anime. Surprise season 2 drop.
Sorry to cut you off, Logan. You were saying?
No, that's it. That's where you can find me, and yeah.
Oh, well then, all right. So this went on pretty long. I apologize that I went off topic a few times, but yeah, the point is I had a lot of fun at Anime Expo. But anyway, yeah, that's enough for that. So you guys take care. Y'all have a good one, and see ya.
Later.
Later.